Shout out to Gabe.
Hey.
Hey, what's good, Canes? How y'all feeling tonight, man?
We good, man. We good. A lot of stuff came out today, or did a lot of stuff really come out today, man? How y'all feeling?
Oh, I mean, that's spicy. Right off the rip, we getting spicy with it. We ain't just gonna ease our way in to some conversations. We just gonna get straight to the shit.
Watch it now, Lou. Watch it now, Lou.
Hey, look, I told him yesterday on my show. I said I ain't even gonna try to finagle my way around shit no more. I'm just gonna talk. It's gonna be some flagrant shit said, and y'all can just call me out on it. And if I have to go back and add in an occasional pause, so be it.
Hey, it is Pride. It is Pride Month, Lou.
Hey, you starting already? Ed, where's the chair, Ed? Where's the chair, Ed? Pass me the chair, Ed.
Right. And Rio said he got his Wi-Fi together today, so
yeah, we ain't streaming from Narnia. We ain't streaming from Narnia. Ed had to line me up.
There it is. There it is.
They cooking me already in the chat too, man. So they got
That's how we show love around these parts,
yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir, man.
What up, Rico?
What's good? What's good, everybody, man? We got a lot of business to handle today, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I guess since y'all went straight to the shits, let's just do it then. Terry, Jordan Schultz, your favorite guy, everybody's favorite guy, man. He stands on business and he's willing to fight for his. We know that. Like he don't play about his rep, right?
That's Ian Rappaport about him.
Ask about him. Tell Ian, ask about him, right? Like,
he fought at the family business.
Look, he don't give a damn. All right.
Domain expansion, boy.
So this tweet dropped on us today, and it spread like wildfire, as you would expect it to. This from Jordan Schultz. He says, sources, Commanders, all-pro wide receiver Terry McLaurin has made it clear to the team that he's frustrated with the lack of progress on a long-term deal. As I've previously reported, we talked about that tweet from about 2 weeks ago when Terry missed the final day of phase 2. And he says, McLaurin unexpectedly left voluntary workouts after initially attending, and it remains to be seen whether he'll report for mandatory minicamp. McLaurin is entering the final year of his contract, and I think the thing that if you really are nervous, you are suffering from PTSD, the last statement, the last sentence is the one that might get you your blood boiling a little bit. Talks have been minimal. That's the part that might shake you up and maybe make you think, oh my gosh, is this going to be the first misstep of the Adam Peters DQ administration?
Man, define minimal, man. Like, what does minimal even mean? Are we treating them like Trey Hendrickson? Like, come on, man. What's minimal? Quantify that. Put an exact number on that. Hours, phone calls. Like, what's this minimal?
Right. And to even take that a step further, it doesn't take much to get these conversations to the finish line, right? You could go from no conversations and get to the finish line within a 2-hour period.
Yep.
If both sides are eager enough to get it done. So the whole minimal conversation thing is, to me, not even a big deal. But for those who want to make it a big deal, that is something that could be a bit troubling, because that's the issue with the Trey Hendrickson situation, right? Trey Hendrickson has been very vocal. They're not even talking to me. Yep. They're not even talking to my agent.
We haven't talking to me after the draft.
Like they literally told me that they were going to take care of me, and I haven't heard from them since, right? And they just pretty much left him, by the wayside after they took care of the 2 receivers. So
they probably didn't expect him to lead the NFL in sacks again. He did it.
Yeah, God,
got you if you go crazy.
God, dog it. We did not expect that.
They did not.
Back 17.5 sacks. That boy showed up to off-season voluntary workouts in business casual just to get his shit off and air grievances to media at a scrum. He didn't even show up to work out. He showed up just to let them know what the vibes were.
Oh, without question. He looked like he was about to go shoot 18, right?
He did.
He looked like he was about to go straight from that press conference with the media to go swing the clubs, right? So
I know they were sick when he got the 10 sacks by like October.
It was like, oh, hell, we didn't plan for this. We did not plan for this. But this situation has caused mass hysteria. I will say most fans understand what's going on here, but similar to when we were here with Kirk and other contractual situations, the loud minority has it, right? They're the loudest and they're the ones that are out here spreading fear. They're the fear mongers. Y'all talk about this situation and where you are with this whole situation and how you're feeling about this recent development here as Terry McLaurin is now frustrated and he's made it abundantly clear to the team.
Guys, y'all new here? Are y'all new here? Because this is a dance we've seen many times. We've seen this exact dance with Terry in 2022. Different regime, different people running the organization, different owner. But this is the cha-cha-cha that comes with negotiations, man. It comes with negotiations. An agent is going to hit up his favorite media guy. Jordan Schultz got the bag right now. He got the juice. He got the mojo. He's running shit right now when it comes to NFL breaking news, especially after he dropped the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase bomb earlier this August.
That's still pinned, by the way. That's still pinned on his X account.
Yep.
That's still pinned.
He got that shit on the wall like a diploma, but like he's the guy that people run to when it comes to this NFL negotiation stuff or any professional sport. An agent sends something to a media person and they spread it and they cause mass hysteria. It is a tale as old as time. Yep. This is what's always going to happen. Even the situations with franchise quarterback, the easiest thing to do should be paying a franchise quarterback. But every time it's time to pay one, there's a process. There's a process. We literally just saw the best receiver in the NFL play a full season where he probably should have got the contract the year before in Jamar Chase. You know, nobody just walks into the negotiation room. Hey, guys, you want to pay me? Here you go, buddy. And it's over with. You know, It's a process to it. The team has the team's they're going to come with a number. Terry and his team's going to come with a number, and they're going to meet somewhere in the middle of that. And I'm pretty sure it makes the conversation a little more interesting that Terry's reaching his 30s. People are like, oh, just give him the bag they gave DK Metcalf in Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf is 27 years old. Many people forget Terry was an old rookie. Yep. Terry, like Jaden, was an old rookie when we took him a few years ago. So he is in his age 30 season. So that does add a little extra nuance when it comes to the negotiation. Nothing to see here. They're going to get this boy paid. The agent, I don't know who's Terry's agent. If you know his name, say it. But they clearly know what they're doing. What's in 5 days? Mandatory minicamp. Hey, you want to see my client at mandatory minicamp? You probably need him there because, you know, you got new receivers there. You're trying to work him in and everything. Let's get him paid before mandatory minicamp. Terry not frustrated with the team. He probably got a Bass Pro Shop hat on catching trout right now. Terry is cool and in the gym. So I don't think Terry's frustrated with anything. I think he's cooling. I think his agent's doing what he needs to do, and we're going to pay the guy. They're not going to not pay Terry McLaurin, guys. Like, really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
and to Rio's point, this is what he was referring to, right? This is exactly how Terry's situation went the first time, right? Had contract situation. McLaurin was in a contract dispute. Saw the new deal before the 2022 season, sat out of voluntary OTAs, also did not show up for the mandatory minis. Then he got the extension signed in July before the start of training camp. So not
same beat for the most part.
Not that this is the same group that executed that deal, but we think a lot of the same things will apply to this situation with Terry. What do you guys think? Rico, Ed, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I
don't. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it. You good.
Yeah, no, Rio hit everything on the head. I mean, he did this before 2 years ago. So, I mean, they're going to get a deal done. This is just posturing. It's negotiations. You're playing hardball. We don't totally know the ramifications or what Terry's asking for. Is he asking for 32? Is it 33 mil? Or is it the years? Does he want a 4-year extension? How much is it? But yeah, it has to start with the threes. Albert Breer was on the radio to one of the local radio shows today, and he said it has to start with the number 3. That's what he's speculating. And he usually is correct or has a good sense of things, Albert Breer. And I think Terry is deserving of 30 mil. Like you look at other receivers. I know we talked about DK Metcalf. He's getting 32 mil per year, but DK is about 3 years younger. But I still think Terry's game, the way he plays, is not dedicated or relying on his athleticism. Like he's a contested catch guy. He's a body catcher. So his game is going to be fine while he's at the age of 33. I feel like 3 years from now, he'll be fine. So I think a 3-year, 30 mil per year, 3-year, $90 million contract is fine. I don't think there's going to be much of a decline in the next 3 years, especially with a great quarterback in Jaden Daniels. So I think that's a reasonable deal anywhere between 30 to 32. You look at the other guys compared to like Jalen Waddle. Brandon Ayuk just got 30 mil. So he clearly deserves $30 million if Brandon Ayuk got 30 mil. But this is a part of the game. This is a part of the business. So you got to do stuff like this. Jordan Schultz was the first one to report that Terry wasn't there last week. Yeah. But if you even look like a few days before that, the team was posting pictures of Terry and Debo laughing together. Jaden's throwing the ball to Terry. Terry's laughing, having a good time. This was literally like 2 weeks ago when they were doing the voluntary workouts. And Terry was there when other guys weren't there. Like Marshawn hasn't showed up to anything. At least Terry has showed up to the majority of the stuff. He's
first
been there.
2 phases, yeah.
All first phases. Terry has been there. Laramie hasn't been there for majority of the stuff, and Terry has been there. So I'm not tripping over like Adam's not going to let our best receiver leave. The Chargers, they can eyeball and do whatever they feel like doing. There's reports the Chargers are interested, so yes, they can be as interested as much as they want to be interested. Steelers, whoever. They can have as much interest as they can or want, but they're not going to get Terry McLaurin. So, but no, it's fine to know that other teams want our great player, but we know it's not happening. So I'm not on a scale of 1 to 10. Last week it was a 0. Now I guess since it's hit national media, I guess it goes to about a 1, and then we'll see what happens on Tuesday because June 10th is the mandatory minis. So if they don't have something done by then, I still won't be concerned. He'll probably show. But he may do the thing where he's there, but he won't participate in the drills and stuff like that. He'll be on the sidelines. That's probably what will happen if they don't have anything done. But my scale of 1 to 10 concern is still 2 or less.
Yeah, and I mean, even just to dive into the tweet, like Terry McLaurin made it clear to the team that he's frustrated. Like that's so general. And like speculative, like that could be anything. That could be in the form of him breaking down the door, storming into Adam Peters' office and cussing him out, or just chilling and missing practices like he's more than likely doing. I mean, the contract talks have been minimal. What does that exactly mean? You can just tell Terry McLaurin's agent hit up Jordan Schultz. He knew exactly who to hit up. He knew this is the right guy to get things going and to stir the pot, to get everybody talking. And Jordan Schultz is just ready. He just clicks the views. Yeah. It's a pretty slow Thursday. Couldn't wait.
He was sitting there. He was sitting at Starbucks waiting to get that off.
Yeah, with his double chai latte.
Yeah, he was championship belt around his waist.
That text from Terry agent was looking at him like the Goblin mask, bro. He was ready for it.
You want to.
Yeah.
Them boys starving in June, man. They starving for some money,
man. That man's starving. Somebody get that brother a text. That man's starving.
I mean, because like, what does minimal mean? Because I'm pretty sure we're not treating them like Trey Hendrickson, where they're literally like avoiding him, for at least from his point of view. I mean, this guy, like y'all said, was just showing up to practice, all smiles, chilling. So I feel like Jordan Schultz is just kind of stretching the information that he got. And, I'm pretty sure the agent exaggerated it a little bit. And I'm pretty sure Jordan Schultz took it to another level with all of these random little parts of the tweet that he threw out there. So, like Ed's point, man, I mean, if we get the mandatory mini camp and he's not signed yet, I mean, maybe it's a tiny bit more concerning, but I'm still not concerned. I have full faith that they're going to get him signed before the season starts. Remember Samuel Cosmi? Now, granted, Samuel Cosmi hadn't played for them yet. Mm-hmm. But they didn't sign him until like less than a week before the regular season. Like this is after
September
training camp.
4th.
Yeah, like I appreciate that. So like this is a non-issue, man. They're gonna get this done. I think it's just hilarious that like we're so focused on Terry now. Granted, we're Commanders fans, so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But like a lot of teams, veterans are not here. Like Half of the Ravens starters are not OTAs right now. We're spoiled by the fact that we had 100% participation
Attendance
last year. Yeah, that was like a real bragging point for us. Like, we just won 4 games last year. Everybody's here, focused, ready to buy in. And maybe that really meant something. We went on to win 12 games in the regular season, 2 more in the playoffs. Maybe that like type level of buy-in was a part of that. But I mean, this is only such a big issue for us because we had that 100% last year. We don't this time, even though it's still 90-something%. Granted, Laramie Tunsil and Lattimore don't come from the same culture that we established here last year.
Y'all see Tunsil drop a little clip. Y'all see Tunsil drop a little. Just in case you're wondering, I'm working.
That was crazy. But to drop it to some Jill Scott though,
that was wild. He on his neo soul seductress shit.
Hey, wait a minute, bro. Am I supposed to be listening to this while you running with no shirt on? What we doing right now?
That boy trying to seduce.
I
was looking like that man Eric the Enemy tripping, bro. that man Eric the Enemy wilding.
I didn't know how to feel about that. Like, you do know it's June, right? Like, you sure you want to do that? But I appreciate it's the thought that counts, right?
At least we know what he's doing.
He was sending a message to us. Hey, I'm putting in work over here. We good. So okay, fine. But this is what Ed was referring to. For those of you who haven't heard this yet, this is Albert Breer on Terry McLaurin and what he ought. And I don't know if anybody's as plugged into the league as Albert Breer is. He's taken over for Peter King, running the Sports Illustrated, he's as locked in as anybody. This is what Albert Breer had to say on the situation.
Will this be done before the mandatory mini camp? I think that's a moving target. But I do think that something gets done before the start of training camp. He's too important to the program there. He's too important to what they've built. When you're talking about the culture that Dan Quinn and Adam Peters were able to build in their first year, Terry McLaurin is really central to all of it. So then the question becomes, how do you build a contract for him? I'd be surprised if Terry McLaurin didn't do a deal that was over $30 million per year. I think he's earned it again. He's a captain. He's really important to what they're building there in Washington. He's really important to your young quarterback. He's going into a contract year. This is why it's smart to do a shorter term extension. Certainly I think the Commanders are going to endeavor to get something done before the start of training camp. Maybe it gets done before the mini camp, but I certainly think by the time we get to the middle of the summer, there is some sort of agreement to bring Terry McLaurin back. And I do think that he is going to be in that range, somewhere between $30 and $35 million per year.
So that was Albert Breer, and something interesting that someone brought up.
But he said 35. 35 is interesting.
So he gave a range, right?
Terry's three for 95. I'm telling you, that's the sweet spot right there, man. 3 for 95. Get it done.
Yeah, that's right around where I think it's going to be, somewhere in
31.5, 31.6 a year.
That's right around what I think. I think the highest it could go is 96, right? 32. But I think Terry's camp is somewhere in that 34, 35 range, right? Which is where they should be. And Adam Peters is in that 30 range. And you guys, right now, there's no hard deadline, rather.
Nope.
Right? There's a soft deadline, and that's mandatory minis. But there's no hard deadline until you get to training camp. And that's when I think the conversation starts to fast forward and we start talking with some sense, because right now everybody's posturing. No one wants to be the one to relent because there's no deadline right now. So like you guys already said, Terry's camp, they put the battery in Jordan Schultz's back and they threw him that information hoping to fast track this process. Like, hey, let's try to get this done before mandatory minis. But as we've seen with our general manager through various, videos that the Commanders have put out, this dude is cool, calm, and collected. You're not going to rush him in a process at all. When he's ready, he'll move. But until he's ready, it's not happening, right?
I feel like the Albert Breer situation, good looks for bringing that up, Ed, and good looks for playing the audio, Lou. But I feel like the Albert Breer could be the team's, the team's clapback. Like, oh, no, let folks know we're going to get them done. It may not get done by go let them know it's going to be done before camp. It's going to be done before training camp. Maybe not mandatory mini camp, but we'll get them out the way before July.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Albert Breer's our guy right now. When we had the whole debate about standalone and national TV games, Albert Breer went up the bat was saying, "Yeah, all these games are national TV games." So Albert Breer, he's that guy.
That's my guy. I like Albert Breer. So for me, it's a dead issue. It'll get done, right? It'll get done, but maybe not to the satisfactory of some fans that wanted this thing done, last month. But I will say this: somebody did bring up something interesting, and we saw this with CD Lamb last year. If you recall, he sat out pretty much all the training camp last year.
Yep.
Or he got his deal, right? As Rio was talking about guys, and this process happening to other players of this caliber,
superstar,
other teams.
Yeah.
It happened to CD Lamb, but we know he's a buffoon when it comes to contracts, right? He's going to do the same thing with Michael Parsons. We're aware of this. Michael's not getting that deal till September, probably, more likely than
he's going to get it like the day before the first game, the day before they play the Eagles.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Jerry Jones is an idiot when it comes to this type of stuff. But somebody said that the issue could potentially be with Terry's contract years. And I'm like, I didn't think about that. We just think about money. Years didn't really come into my mind because I'm thinking 3 is the magic number. But as Rio said, he's 30. So maybe they want 2 and maybe Terry wants 3, right? Who knows what that situation entails? I still think the crux of the argument and the disagreement is money, but we'll see when it's all said and done, when it actually gets done and what it looks like. I think most of us feel like it's a 3-year extension, but maybe the team's like, you already got a year left, and we just want to add 2 years to it, and then we'll see what you look like after that. And Terry's like, nah.
Wouldn't you take that though? Like if they say 2 years, $67 million to add on to the year of next year, wouldn't you take that?
If I were Terry, I would maybe that's what he wants, and the team doesn't want that, right? It could be the other way around too. But yes, I would want that because it gives you another bite at the apple if you're still playing at a high level, right?
It is.
So that would make a lot more sense from a Terry McLaurin standpoint, where the team might be like, no, we want the 3 years because we don't want to have to pay you again, right? Because the 3 years keeps you under control till you're 33. And by that time, if you ain't trying to do some team friendly, finish your career, Mike Evans type shit, then peace. You can finish your career somewhere else, like Kerrigan had to, right? Whereas if we break you off with a 2-year extension and you still killing it, now we might have to come back and give you another 2 or 3 year, another 2-year extension, and we might not be looking to do that. So we'll see. So now I want to transition to OTAs itself, right? I don't know if you guys hold on before we get to that. Ed, you were given homework last week.
I was this before we even got on camera.
You said what?
I said I was going to bring this up before we got on camera.
Did you seem like the type of person that does not complete homework assignments? Did you do the homework assignment, Ed?
No,
you did not. I know.
See, he's too busy moonlighting, working for the DC Defenders. That's the issue.
The damn problem reporting from Audi Field. That's the damn problem. Out on social media campaigning for Jordan Ta'amu. That's the damn problem. He was given homework. He's so damn fixated with the damn DC Defenders. He didn't do the homework assignment. God damn it, Ed.
Ed, man, that payroll must be treating him real nice at Audi, man.
Well, look, I'm working on my preview video for Sunday. They play the Battle Hawks at 6 o'clock. Keys to victory and everything.
So we had OTA week 2 of phase 3. And there were a lot of things that I took away. But I don't know if you guys watched the telecast that they had. And apparently this is something they're going to do during training camp as well. Now I know they did
field pass.
Yeah. I know they did a little bit of that, but this feels like they're going to be doing this a lot more this year, right?
It's a thing now.
I think so. I think because of the success of last year, like they know we're starving for access and they're like, we're going to give it to them, right? So I watched that. I'm not sure if y'all had a chance to watch it as well.
Oh, I watched it.
And then, I'm on social media just like y'all are. And everybody that I'm following, every beat reporter, anybody that's got access to be out there that's posting clips and this and that, we're taking a look at all those things. We got to get to this Joe Whitt Jr. press conference.
That was the best presser of the coaches so far.
That was the best press conference since the season ended.
Yep.
Okay. Joe came with the
he was
heat.
talking. He was
talking some shit.
He was talking, bro.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to that. We're gonna save that.
Yeah.
But I want to start with OTAs on the field. Were there any things that stuck out to you? Because there were a few things that jumped out at me. Anything stuck out to you guys about the players being out on the field and some of the things you may have seen or heard?
For me, the first thing is the team is force feeding us Brian Robinson Jr. right now. Like, they are making sure that there is no doubt that they are riding with him in a contract. That man is the first picture that they post, the first person they show walking to the field before practicing, all that good stuff. They are force feeding Brian Keith Robinson Jr. to us this offseason. Debo looks good. He looks in shape. Ja'Cory Brooks is catching passes from Jaden Daniels at practice. That stood out to me. And I know in one-on-ones and as they rotate and alternate the drills, but there's worlds where undrafted guys never see a pass from the starting quarterback in any practice. Remember when Sam Howell a couple years ago was like, I haven't even thrown a football to Terry once, and it was the end of the season. Like, so there's a world where the starting quarterback does not throw it to end of the roster tryout type player. So Ja'Cory Brooks catching passes from Jaden, that stood out to me, the Brian Robinson thing. And Debo looks good, and I kind of like him being able to lead the room while Terry's on hiatus waiting on a contract. So those are the first three things that stood out to me.
Rico.
First of all, I agree with all of those. Like, those are all like, okay, we're getting somewhere. You know, it's OTA. There's not much you can really take from it, like any concrete information, but those are all like, okay, you know, this is pretty cool. And even to add to that, Frankie Louvu staying after practice to work on with Ryan Kerrigan, first of all, but like on some outside edge rushing moves. Because, you know, typically last year, even as many sacks as he had, it was typically up the middle, like A gap, maybe even some B gap. But like, he was specifically working on some outside of the tackle edge rusher moves with Ryan Kerrigan. I thought that was really interesting because, I mean, we're probably not going to end up with some dominant edge rusher this season, but it seems like we're going to get after the quarterback by committee. They're hoping maybe a jump from like Dorrance Armstrong, 7th round pick from last year, Javonte John Baptiste. They're hoping Dietrich Wise comes in with a certain floor to him. And they're hoping that, you know, us having a better run stop in defense, especially run stop in defensive line, will be in more third and long situations for them to, you know, have a better chance of getting after the quarterback. And we may get some coverage sacks, you know, with a better secondary than we had last year that included Michael Davis, Emmanuel Forbes, and Benjamin St. Juste. And then you throw in there on top of all of that, Frankie Louvu probably rushing off of the edge a little bit more than he did last year. So maybe he'll even have more sacks than he had last year. How many did he ended up having? Like 7.5 or something like that?
8.5? Was it 8.5?
It was 8, yeah, because remember, he was 2 from 10 with like
weeks to go.
Like 4 weeks left.
And then we never moved again. Yeah.
So I'm expecting a more productive Frankie Louvu getting after the quarterback wise. It won't just only be A gap. Sometimes maybe we'll be like in a 3-4 under, and he'll be that smaller linebacker purely rushing off of the edge, going after the quarterback.
And you know what was crazy? You brought up Kerrigan. Man, I almost didn't recognize him.
That boy's slim.
Yeah.
That dude, he looked like a whole different guy, man.
Yeah.
I remember I asked him at camp a couple years ago. He was like, dude, the only thing I do physically is ride the Peloton and walk with my wife and kids, bro. I don't even want to see a weight.
I can tell. He clearly is, because most coaches jacked, right? They stay in the weight room, right?
That boy look like a DB now.
Yeah, he out here. I was like, who the hell is that? This little, hand shit mitts on slapping so you can slap it. I'm like, what is that he working with? I said, is that Kerrigan?
That boy slim.
And
another
go ahead, Rico. Go ahead, finish, Rico.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about this, but it's looking like Brandon Coleman left guard, Josh Connolly right tackle. Every practice clip we're seeing since Laramie Tunsil isn't there, it's usually Trent.
How it's supposed to be.
Left guard. Yep.
Ed.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the whole Brandon Coleman at left guard is huge. When Tunzel gets back, he'll be a left tackle. You got Brandon Coleman at left guard. Behind us, the center. When Sam Cosby gets back, right guard. Connolly at right tackle. So, I mean, that's a really, really good. That's a top 10 offensive line for sure. Rotation. Wiley is a backup. Herbig is a backup. Some of those guys are really good. Like Herbig is going to be a really good backup. So Brandon Coleman at left guard is huge. And then John Keim said on his podcast, he said to his understanding, they did a lot of speed drills. So like we didn't get to see that on camera.
Right.
He said to his understanding, JCM, Ja'Cory Crosskey-Merritt, was the fastest guy in those drills. So
that got me excited. That got me excited, bro. Don't tell me we got some speed in the damn running back room.
Talk to me.
The fastest player out there is what he said.
Yeah, we got some speed. We upgraded with speed too. So for him to be the fastest guy out there, even some of the guys on the practice squad are quick. Like you even think about Demetri Felton, like just some of the random guys are fast out there too. So for JCM to be fast, to be the fastest guy on the team is really good to hear. So yes, I know they're doing the PR campaign for B-Rob. I think the team came with an article, or somebody came with an article saying that he knows this is the a big year for him or something like that. Some article.
They've seen the tweets.
So on that. But yeah, no, Ja'Cory Brooks, I heard he's caught a couple big passes down the field and whatnot. So that's good to hear from him. Gallup did not participate yesterday or whenever the OTA, I think it was yesterday. Gallup didn't participate. Dorrance did not participate. Kinlaw was there, but he didn't participate. So probably just some small injuries, but just something to monitor, especially with Dorrance, because Dorrance didn't participate last week either. So to me, it kind of even puts a little bit more pressure on signing a defensive end, in my opinion. I know they probably won't. We don't know what the injury is for Dorrance, but just something to keep an eye on. Kinlaw, they've been raving about Kinlaw so much. And then the other thing is, I know we'll talk about Deron Payne next, but him killing people in drills and then having to tell him to chill out.
Taking leadership.
Right.
Payday
Payne.
Loaded.
Leadership
Payday
ain't
Payne
never been
loaded.
associated with Deron Payne, and that word leadership. It ain't never been one and the same.
At all. Never.
Hey, can y'all start up a campaign though before Luke go? Trey Amos for CB1. I'm just saying. They love that boy. They love that boy.
Oh,
Hey,
Ben
look,
Sinnott did not participate in practice too. I heard about that. He had like a non-contact jersey on. So
yeah,
it's a big year for him too, man. Because I just feel like if he goes out there and puts up, how many yards did he have last year? What was like 20 yards receiving or something like that, and a touchdown?
The same as us.
Right, yeah, like 25 yards. Oh, his over
it was 5 for 27 and a touchdown.
Right, yeah. So I mean, if he does that again, and you know they've been raving about Zach Ertz too, like he the time is ticking on him. So this is a big year for him. It's not all his fault, but you know he's got to push them to put them on the field too. Like he's got to show something out there too, because he's the third string tight end right now.
Yep.
So there were a couple of things that stood out to me. Rio brought up B-Rob, so I'm gonna stick with that for now. It looks to be in tremendous shape, first and foremost. I'm impressed with he knows what's at stake. He knows what it is this year. He towers over the rest of that running back room. Like, I don't know if you've seen pictures. I've seen him standing side by side with the rest of those running backs, and he looks ginormous. People forget he's 6'2", right?
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's 6'2", and he's probably like 220. And the rest of these backs are 5. Austin Eckler, he looks like I said he looks like the Big Show, and Austin Eckler standing next to him looks like Rey Mysterio. Right?
He does. He looks like a little cruiserweight.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy, right? Y'all play the same position, really? But he looks great, and I was shocked because I was like, who the hell is this number 24, right? And come to find out, that's Kaz Allen. I'm like, shit, he grew up. Kaz Allen looked like a freshman in high school when he first showed up here.
Yep.
Kaz Allen looked like a senior now, man. Like he looked like he ready to do something this year. I was like, okay, Kaz.
And the number make him look like a real back now.
Yeah, exactly. That helps, right? I think what was he running?
10. He had like 10.
Yeah, some crazy
like
shit.
19.
Yeah. He looked the part. I was like, okay, I see you out there. So that was something else I noticed. Then going to the wide receiver room, same thing, right? The guys that have a little bit of height on them, you notice that, right? When they're standing there, like we have a very short wide receiver room. When you look at all of our receivers, most of them 5'11", 5'10", 6 feet. When you see Noah Brown, I think Noah Brown's like 6'2" and some change. He looked like he's 6'5", standing right next to the rest of our receivers.
Yep.
And when you see Michael Strand and even Ja'Cory Brooks to a lesser degree, who's 6'1" and some change, they look bigger than the other receivers because we just got a short receiver room. So that was something else I noticed. Man, does Jordan McGee look explosive?
He does.
Good grief. He looks. I'm so excited for Jordan McGee.
And Whitt gave us nuggets on it. Whitt gave us more jewels than any coach has gave us here in quite some time.
So let's go there. Perfect segue, Rio. Let's just go straight to Joe Whitt Jr.'s press conference. There was so much said. I got notes taken down, but I want you guys to hit on the points that you want to hit on, and anything that y'all miss or don't say, I will clean it up. So Rio,
you was locked into that. You was locked into
it. I watched it twice. It was so good. I don't watch press conferences twice, right?
I was seeing it because Joe Whitt is like a stoic. I'm not gonna give you too much. Right. Like we're not gonna do too much talk. Oh, he had time. He had time when he spoke to the media this time. He told us about how they had an entire package that they were ready to run through Jordan McGee, but they had to take it away once he got hurt, and it messed up the process. He told us so much about Trey Amos and how Amos he's what he say, way ahead of the curve, way ahead of the curve. You don't have to say that about a rookie.
And let me add to that, Rio. And I said this when I was talking about Joe Whitt's press conference. You got to remember what his background is. He is a defensive backs coach at his core. So I'm not giving away these compliments lightly. Like when Nick Saban said that Mikey Sainristil was pound for pound the best player in the draft in 2024. I'll say, you got to understand Nick Saban's background is a defensive backs coach. So when he says that, it carries more weight. So when Joe Whitt Jr., who has been primarily a defensive backs coach his entire career, says that, he ain't bullshitting.
Nope.
That should mean something to me, man.
It do. It did mean something to me too. Also, because they don't have to prop up a rookie like that. They don't have to do that. Make him earn it.
Jaden last year.
Yeah, they don't have to do that. But he came straight out with it. He said he's way ahead of the curve. That boy looks good. He's poised and all that. And he got to be running CB1 for us out there because Marshawn doing whatever Marshawn do in the offseason. Hopefully we see him next week. That definitely made my eyebrows go up a little bit hearing him talk about that. When he spoke of Quan Martin, he talked about all the pressure. He pretty much said, like, I didn't really know about this Quan Martin character when I first got here.
That Quan Martin story was wild, okay? Wild.
He pretty much told you, like, I wasn't too sure once we got here, but they put a lot of pressure on him. And he concluded the conversation by saying, I think this could be one of your better safeties in this entire league. So just glowing endorsements about the secondary. He said they've communicated with Marshawn Lattimore, and he put an emphasis on, let's see if he's in some shape when he get here next week.
Yep. He damn sure did.
I heard him loud and clear when he said, let's see what type of shape he's in when he touches down.
I mean, they're going to run the shit out his ass.
Hell yeah, man.
They going to run his ass through the
big gassers.
For sure.
Dog, there was just so much from I've never seen Joe Whitt open up at this level. My favorite thing about it is the acknowledgement that we do not turn the football over, and how you can tell it keeps him up at night that we don't turn the football over. He said we had 16 opportunities to take the ball from the other team, and we either dropped it, didn't recover the fumble, or found a way to not take it from the other team. 16. And that number is not exaggerated. When I look at teams like the Houston Texans, who caught like 20 interceptions last year, I'm looking at 4 dudes with 4 more picks on the Houston Texans last year. That could be us. 16 for so long. I always say we're the best team in the league at not recovering fumbles that we force. Like we force a fumble, it's all burgundy jerseys around the football. Somehow that one person in the vicinity on the other team gets the ball. Yeah. We gotta love nice things, like my guy Chris Harris Jr. used to say, our old DB coach. But he definitely stays up at night thinking about how this team didn't force turnover. This is my last thing, because I know everybody wants to touch on this shit too. But he pretty much was like, none of y'all thought Dante Fowler was going to get 10.5 sacks last year. We're going to get to the quarter. He said, someone's getting to the quarterback. We're going to have I'm not worried about our pass rush. We have pass rushers here. We'll let y'all worry about that, because ain't none of y'all thought we were going to get sack production from the guys we got sack production from last year, though. But that's how I'm going to close off my observations from the Whitt presser.
Who want to jump in next?
I mean, even just the Quan Martin thing, like the fact that he even said, and first of all, Rio, that was like great. Like that was like everything. Like that, I mean, man, I mean, Joe Whitt Jr. dropped some gems, and just to dive a little bit deeper into the Quan Martin thing, like he even said they moved him back to second string.
He said, sit him down.
Depth chart.
Sit him down.
Yeah. And then the fact that like Quan Martin responded to that the way that he did, immediately too. He said like soon after that he put together like a row of just great practices. It was like the catch behind the back and everything like that. And then for the season for Quan Martin to have, with I think it was somebody put up the exact number, like he played like 87% of
2
like
separated shoulders.
Season snap. Yeah, with 2 separated shoulders is insane.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
He's definitely earned the respect of that group. They challenged him. They saw, and that also is probably an indictment of like the previous regime. That like Quan Martin stepped onto the field with Joe Whitt Jr. and those guys, and he had bad habits. And Joe Whitt Jr. challenged them to fix those habits to become a better safety. And I mean, to earn the respect of Joe Whitt Jr. to the point that he's saying he's going to be one of the better safeties in the NFL. You can tell he really means that. Because again, this is a guy that they benched basically in off-season practices. So he had to work. He had a tall hill to climb. He didn't start from grounds like, flat zero at the starting line. He started a few steps back. And for him to work his way up, again, the 2 separated shoulders, insane. I mean, and again, to y'all point, man, he was just he doesn't give you everything, but the transparency is crazy. I love the fact that he even, to go to the Jordan McGee discussion, like they had plans to use him in situations to where, okay, we have a third linebacker on the field, which means we're potentially better at stopping the run, but this is a linebacker that can cover. So we're not as susceptible against the pass as well. Jordan McGee gets hurt. That you could just see that was like a domino effect of why our defense wasn't as good. I'm not going to say and act like Jordan McGee is an all-pro linebacker or anything like that, but he is a very important chess piece schematically for what they want to do. And so for them to even pivot as much as they did last year with all of the times that Jordan McGee was hurt, I give those guys credit, because you can tell they literally built the defense on assuming that Jordan McGee would be there to contribute.
And
yeah, so Joe Whitt Jr., just like Dan Quinn did, he had a lot of good things to say about Daron Payne. He said that one guy who looks really good is Daron Payne. He's been really pleased with Daron Payne this offseason. He's leading by example. I know you guys were joking about Daron Payne's leadership, and we know it's a contract year, basically a contract year because next year is not guaranteed. So we know what this means for Daron. We know what Daron saw.
Shots was fired when they got rid of his boy. So he heard them shots loud and clear.
Yeah, and it probably was a wake-up call. And maybe that's just what some people need sometimes. So Joe Whitt Jr. had nothing but good things to say about John Allen. He even said Jeremy Reeves, he's a special teams ace. We got to get him on the field more. You guys already talked about Jordan McGee, which is huge because we played a lot of nickel last year. So just having another linebacker out there that has some speed could definitely help us out in our run defense for sure. And then even Javon Kinlaw talked about his athleticism and his size.
It was a lot of pause-worthy moments. From a guy that knows. Yeah. There was a lot of those going on.
Right, and we know that
he started the press conference. We wanted to get bigger and longer. I said, his words, not mine. His words, not mine.
Right. So we all know that elephant in role that they want for Javon. So he said he wants to use him in every spot on the D line. So he's going to be an anchor there. And yeah, you can take it as shots fired at Dante Fowler. Shout out to Dante Fowler, Mr. Twitter fingers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did say what he said, that nobody thought that Dante was going to get double-digit sacks. I didn't think he was going to get
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I was going to be happy with 5 or 6.
Right.
That's
what we was looking for. Exactly.
So the fact that he got 10 was, it showed, it was a testament to, yes, Dante had a good season, but it was a testament to the situations that they put him in to be successful as a rotational pass rusher. So who knows? It could be Dietrich Wise that year. It could be Jacob Martin.
His tone told me like, oh, we got 10.5 with that guy. We could definitely get 10.5 with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like That's what it told me.
Yeah.
Collectively.
The whole Trey Amos thing. And then, yes, we'll see how Marshawn Lattimore looks next week. So, yes, I want them to run, have him run gassers, anything, put him to the test. If you want to have him do some side field runs or whatever, of course,
now go easy on them hammies now.
I know.
Go easy on them hamstrings.
Right, yeah, the chronic hamstring injury. So yes, I do want to see where Marshawn is at. So we're on the same page with that. Because
man, that boy better be abroad getting his hamstrings right, getting some fusion treatment or something.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like he should have been there this week and last week, but it is what it is. Don't want to make too much out of OTAs, but Joe Whitt Jr. is an energetic guy. Always brutally honest, so I love the energy that he brings. And yeah, we want to see Ball his life for sure this next year. So I thought he had a heck of a press conference.
So, like I said, he started out the presser, and let me give a shout out to the over 620 of y'all in the comment section supporting us tonight, man.
Yeah,
we going head to head with the NBA Finals, and y'all said, hey, we still got y'all back, man. We holding you down, so we appreciate each and every single one of y'all, man. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. And also subscribe for more great content. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Big shout outs to everyone out there for the support. So he started off the press conference talking about wanting to get bigger and longer. Pause. Again, his words, not mine. And he said that Javon Kinlaw helps with that. And so does Trey Amos in the back end, right? He talked about Daron Payne, as Ed said, and that kicked off a series of Daron Payne. It really turned into the Daron Payne show after that, because they it turned into Daron Payne Day at the park, because then they went to Dan Quinn with that, and then they went to Daron himself with that.
They definitely sat down and said, "We're gonna talk about Payne at the podium today."
Yeah.
It's Daron Payne Day at the podium, guys.
Yeah. And they just all they had to do was plant the seed, put the battery in their back, and they gonna do the rest, right? Yep. So that was great to see. Hey, look, man. Payday Payne on deck, man. He loading, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we might get 10.5, 11.
Production is coming back.
It might happen this year. I don't know. We gonna see.
He's fueled by financial. So
look, man. Look. It's a lot of people with some interesting takes on that, but yeah, for sure.
You need some more money to make it rain at the club, at the strip club.
So then he talked about the importance of OTAs for rookies. He said what got them through the 3-game losing streak last year was this time of the year and the brotherhood that was formed during OTAs. So he talked about that. One of my favorite things that he talked about was how can they be better on defense? And Rio brought up produce the football as one, but he listed 3 things. And the third thing, I was over here, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. He said, we ain't produced the ball enough, which we all know. We talked about it last year. We saved up all our turnovers for the divisional round game against the Lions, right? So we didn't produce any turnovers all year, and then we waited into the divisional round to get 5, right? He said stopping the run. Obviously, they put an emphasis on that with what they did this offseason to beef up the
with size. They mentioned size every time they could.
Yes, absolutely. And then he said we didn't close games. And I almost lost it when he said that, because I've been talking about that all last season long. It had become a running joke on my channel where I said, don't ask this defense for shit at the end of the game. If it ain't in 5 hands, we screwed, right?
We're done.
I mean, you look at the Tampa Bay game, right? In the playoffs.
The Saints game.
I mean, we could. Hey, you could go through the entire schedule.
Even
Right?
the wins, the Falcons win.
The Falcons game, the Saints game, the Eagles game, right? The second
Cowboys
Eagles
game too. The second Cowboys game.
Yeah, like you could keep going, bro. The first Cowboys game, you couldn't even get a stop. Luke Schoonmaker wide open for a damn touchdown. Like, are you kidding me? Luke Schoonmaker, really? Like,
they couldn't even get stops before halftime. Like any end of
oh my God.
Bro,
cooked.
Don't get me started on that 2-11 section of the NFC Championship again.
Bro. Look, man, this defense was terrible in critical closing situations, right? So to hear him acknowledge that, it just reinforces for me that this ain't the last group. They get it. They understand the deficiencies of this team, the roster, the execution or lack thereof. They're not oblivious. They're not burying their head in the sand. They get it, man. Because a lot of times we would watch the last regime and we would see things, we would make astute observations, and they would be like, Ron didn't even know we could miss the playoffs, right? He didn't even know. And we're sitting at home like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, this is crazy. So
we can get eliminated.
He didn't know.
We can get eliminated.
The man didn't know. Like,
oh, I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon. Like, what? This was news to him. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? So
man.
This group they just wired different. They own it. Even the little things that we see that we just think, hey, if you got a set of eyeballs, you can see and understand. This group gets it. And so that one made me smile. He talked about Payne Madrano. He said, is he Jeremy, as in Jeremy Chin, or is he Frankie? Like, we're trying to figure out what he is.
Tweener.
Is he a coverage linebacker? Can he rush the quarterback? Is he just the guy we can put in the box? Is he more of a safety? Or is he a guy that we can actually play in the box as the linebacker?
Running at safety with 56 would be the craziest thing ever. Yeah.
They would have to convert him. Man.
They got to put him in the 20s or 30s or 40s.
Yeah, that's crazy work, bro.
He's so
I already
lean
think
too.
56 is already nasty on him anyway.
Yeah, because he's so lean. He's too lean to wear that number.
The last 56 we had that was worth the damn here, wasn't it Perry Riley? Wasn't he 56?
Didn't one of the hyphenated guys wear 56 here? Was Bradley King or Smith? No. Was it who wore 56 here last?
You got me. It could have been Bradley. It could have been William Bradley King, but
it was somebody of that.
And that's such an important linebacker number. That's crazy. We can't get at.
Yeah, nah. We just don't do linebackers in general. So it's not a shock that we haven't had anybody worth a damn here wearing 56.
Big Perry Riley. Perry Riley be sneaking into the conversation
all the time, man. All the damn time, man. Shout out to Perry Riley, man.
Shout out to him, man.
We need more history, man.
We do.
I try to tell people
we need like a decade long of like run so we can cleanse the history here. So we can stop calling Josh Morgan a legend.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it was Bradley King that wore 56.
Yeah, I just looked at William Bradley King back in 2022.
See, I should not have been able to pull that. We got issues.
That means we ain't had enough 56s around here, man. That's what that means. When you like, wasn't it one of them hyphenated dudes? Like, yeah, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. He talked about the safety group, and he went through, and this was what Ed was alluding to with Jeremy Reeves, right? He went through each safety. And he talked about, like, he started with Quan, and he was like, yo, we learned about Quan Martin last year and his toughness. Dude played through 2 separated shoulders. And he said he can be one of the best safeties in the NFL. And so he said Will Harris brings an element of a guy that can play corner and, play the safety position. So it allows them to be able to rock and roll a little bit better than they were able to do last year, because Quan strictly had to play free safety because Jeremy Chin couldn't. So Quan had to stay back deep. Well, now with Will Harris, they feel like they can have Quan go up and drop into the slot, be around the line of scrimmage. Then, and Will Harris with that 4-3 speed can play that third of the defense or be that single high, right? Close off the middle of the football field and vice versa, right? So they can rock and roll the safeties. He talked about Jeremy Reeves, and he said, we want to get him on the field more. We know he's a special teams, ace, but he's a playmaker. We feel like we need. I said, man, that sounds like the same shit you said about Defoe last year. That means Jeremy Chin ain't getting on the damn field defensively, essentially what you telling me. But I appreciate the sentiment for him. He talked about Tyler Owens. He said, we got to figure out if he can be a Jeremy Chin type dude and play in the box and be that enforcer down there in that Buffalo nickel position, right? And so he talked about all these safeties, and I said, damn, you know what was very loud and apparent by its absence? He ain't mentioned Percy Butler ass at all. This man went through the entire safety
Didn't even
room.
say his name. That's
and gave reasons as to why he want to see more of these dudes.
Music to my ears, Lou.
I said, damn, Percy, it's like that. So I
send him straight to the special teams.
Hey, he let them down last year because they had high hopes for him, and that clearly did not click. And they like, nah, we good on him. So he talked about the safety group. He talked about interior versus exterior pass rush. So Nikki Javala asked him, is the interior rush a bigger deal than getting rush off the edge? And he was like, nah, it's not. I said, when I talked about the pass rush this year, that I think the interior rush needs to be improved, and that's where we have to shine. Because I thought Dorrance Armstrong won off the edge a couple of times where quarterbacks could just step up, and he got pushed around. So I want to see the interior pass rush be more effective, and in doing that, I think the exterior pass rush gets home a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we got to manufacture pressures from
right.
multiple ways, and we got to get back to sending Mikey from his slot position on blitzes because he was a demon at Michigan. In Michigan, that was his game. Yep.
And I think they are going to get back to that. I expect him to just be a weapon from the slot, right? He talked about first and second down versus third down because they asked him about Frankie Louvu and was his role going to change? Was he going to be more of a pass rusher this year because of the lack of pass rush? It's funny, this lack of perceived pass rush, as if we lost 3 pass rushers from last year's team. We literally lost one guy, right? They basically brought everybody back. Like, it's crazy. They brought back Cleveland Farrell. They brought back Jalen Holmes. They brought back, like, everybody, right? And so it's funny that we lost the guy that had the most sacks, obviously. But they went out and got a bunch of dudes. They went out and got Dietrich Wise. They went out and got Jacob Martin. They added other guys. We'll see what happens, obviously. But he said, like, Frankie's going to have the same role. Like, I mean, Frankie, I don't know what y'all expecting us to do. But first and second down, we feel like we can be stouter up front. And that's where he talked about Jordan McGee, right? Because he said when teams wanted to get, like, it hurt us last year. And I remember bringing it up last year. It hurt us when teams would go to 12 personnel or 13 because we would then have to put Michael Walker on the field. And I remember the Saints did that shit to us. And remember, he was covering, we were laughing. Me and Rio were joking about it when he was trying to cover Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. Like, we don't ever want to see that shit again.
Ever.
Right? It was nasty work early in that game because they came out in 12 personnel and Alvin Kamara got loose out of the backfield. And we're like, why is Michael Walker covering him? Because we had nobody else. He shouldn't have even been out there, but that was the absence of Jordan McGee. So he talked about first and second down, we feel like we can be stouter because we'll have Javon Kinlaw. We got Eddie Goldman. We got what's my other man from New England? Forgetting the edge rusher. Dietrich Wise. So we got guys that we feel like can give us more stout production up front against the run on first and second downs and put us in positions to be able to get after the quarterback on third down. And that's when we're going to turn Frankie loose. And then he told the Quan Martin story, which Rico chronicled. I thought it was an excellent story. He told the secondary coaches, Donatel and Jason Simmons, sit his ass down. And they laughed at him and they told him, how'd that work out for you? But he was like, he was so frustrated because he kept making mistakes. And then after he sat him down, he came back with that laser-like focus, like Rico said, and it was a game changer for him. And he hasn't looked back since. So he's got high hopes for him. It was a great press conference by Joe Whitt Jr., man. I'm looking forward to seeing how some of this stuff manifests itself. But he gave us some insight that you generally don't get this time of the year, and you usually don't get from him necessarily. So before we transition to the comment section, I wanted to go to episode 4 of the Commander's Log. We were supposed to do that last week. And then we had some issues and we wanted to wait for Rio to come back. So I said, we're going to save it for when Rio comes back. So, episode 4 of season 4, finding the newest BMFs. All right. Bad mother effers for those of you who are unaware what BMF means. So, Rico, what was something that stood out for you out of the entire 33 minutes, I believe it was, in that episode of Commander's Log, episode 4?
I mean, immediately, like, as much as Ben Johnson made fun of us for having basketball guys around, Bob Myers was in that draft room.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Oh, he's a part of the family. Yeah. He assembled the family. He's a part of the family.
Absolutely, he is. Absolutely, he is.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, the fact that he was like there, I mean, I'm not saying he was in there making picks, but I mean, he was there. It seemed like from the outside looking in, from our point of view, he was here to help bring in Adam Peters, and after that, he stepped away. But no, this guy is still involved in some way, shape, or form, enough to where they have him in the draft room.
Yeah.
Not just letting anybody get in there.
Yeah. Winners, they know how to win. And Adam Peters wants winners around.
Yep.
And Bob Myers won at the highest level in Golden State. He was the architect of that team that was dynastic almost. And so he's like, no. You know how to build this shit from the ground up. Yep. So I want, and that's his boy anyway. So
he's around.
Yeah.
It's not like they fell into like a number 1 overall pick. Like they built that team super ground up. So like this is a guy that knows how to identify talent, even where most people would overlook and things like that. So I like having him around. He may not necessarily be a football guy, but he knows how to build a winning franchise. So
that's right.
I like him being around as often as possible. And then I also like how one of the scouts said that his wife told him, you gotta come away with Ja'Cory no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. That was it. It was Bill no matter what. That was
he was the Devontae Mack guy for
his name is Dustin Rogan. And he said his wife told him Bill no matter what.
Love that.
That's crazy.
Wife
is locked in too. Wife is locked in.
Oh,
that's
she's
what that
definitely
means. Wifey is locked in.
Yeah.
He done came home many a nights talking about this damn Bill dude. Right?
you better draft him.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta hear about him at dinner one more time. Y'all better get him.
Yeah. Many times you came home talking about his ass. Y'all better draft his ass. Bill no matter what. Okay. So that was apparent. That was awesome.
A woman
man.
definitely gonna let you know.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Show. Rio, what are some things that stood out from the episode 4 for you?
I loved hearing all the banter and discussion as they awaited picks. I like seeing how Adam Peters just captivates the room. Like it is very clear who's in charge of the draft room. I know they got the Commanders Caucus, and I loved hearing all of them at their opinions and stuff. But Adam Peters is so clearly running the entire football program here. Every time Lance Newmark speaks, and he doesn't speak a lot, it always seems important.
Yes.
It always seems like it's something potent. And I love hearing this stuff. Like when he was talking about not trading back too far, compared that to going to Alaska.
He says like going to Alaska. Like that's too far back.
Exactly. He says it's not worth it going that far. Man.
Yeah, no, at all.
But just seeing the guy, seeing Adam Peters work the phone, it felt like, since we sticked and picked throughout the draft, it felt like if we wanted to, we had trades lined up in each round.
That's right.
Because he was working the hell out of the phone. Somebody called him, well, I guess was Howie Roseman. He hit him with hey, my first year on the job last year, someone called me and said that there's an in-division tax. So
that's
unless you come in to pay it, you go
that's
ahead.
right. And then the whole, hey, who you taking? I'm not gonna take him because you want him. I'm gonna take him because we think he's a good player.
Give me initials. Give me the initials.
You know what's crazy, right? Which people told, I didn't think about this, but Connerly has the same initials as the guy they took, Jahad Campbell. So if he would have given him JC, he would have been like, nah, I can't do it, right? And I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it either.
That is interesting.
So the fans were the ones that hit me to it, like, yo, they got the same initials. Yeah. So what if he would have been like, yeah, I'm taking JC? You're like, oh, hell no, I can't do it.
And it was interesting. It was interesting just seeing Adam Peters carry all of these conversations, and like Dan Quinn, or like bring over Joe, we're about to get his guy, or like it was not Fugazi that Cliff put that letter there. Cliff wanted Josh Cliff watched a lot of Oregon. And it's probably for more reasons than scouting players. He's always looking to innovate his offense.
Right.
But I like
he said that too. He literally said he was watching to see what the plays he can add, stay ahead of the curve type of stuff.
Yeah,
and then Josh sticking out.
No Fugazi, Ron Rivera, this Forbes guy type stuff. This is real, authentic content we're watching before our eyes in preparation in the draft room and stuff. When we draft, like, they loved Connerly. They were counting down the days to get to Josh Connerly Jr. They get to the second round. They're talking about Trey Abrams. Like, yo, we would have took this guy yesterday. We wanted this guy yesterday. Like, he's still here. And Joe Whitt was immediately game when they started talking about him. You could tell they've spent nights putting together their plan for if they get a guy like Jalen Lane, because the special teams coach in love with the guy. Best returner in the draft. There's a role for that guy. Just seeing Washington football people have foresight, have vision, know what the hell they're talking about, and stick to a plan. It's night and day, a seismic shift from what we've seen in years past. This Commanders log shit is generational, and I hope they never stop. I hope they just keep getting better. The Commanders log Super Bowl episode one day is going to change our lives forever.
Hey, look, man. First of all, I just love going into the comment section, and Rio is always the first comment. Somehow, some way, Rio is always the first comment. And Jaden Daniels' press conference, he said, "This man has changed our lives."
And I meant that.
First comment, and I always laugh.
I meant it, bro.
Hey, so. Right off the bat, I'm goofy as hell. I love to laugh. It's my favorite thing in the world to do.
Same.
So I'm always looking for the stupidest, littlest shit in anything. So at the 7:55 mark of this video, DQ leaves one of these scouts or somebody, leaves this poor man hanging, right? So this is when DQ is so locked in on his damn card with Josh Connerly Jr.'s name on it, right? The one where he spells his name with 2 N's, right? So he pulls the shit out and he's showing everybody, look, I had the card since 5 o'clock in the morning in my pocket. And everybody's like, yo, let me see all the rest of your pockets. You might have had coupons and the other shits just in case we took somebody else. And he's talking about this damn car. He won't let this shit go, right? And the guy's like, hey, DQ, man, great job. And he's trying to give him some pound, right? And he's got his hand out. DQ talking about this goddamn card, and he's showing everybody his card. And so the dude realized, damn, he didn't hear me. Let me try this shit again. Hey, DQ, great job, man. Hey, DQ. And DQ left his ass. I said, that shit is so embarrassing. They could have cut that shit out.
Yeah, but
we couldn't see. So it was the back of his head. So we couldn't see who the hell it was. We couldn't see his face.
Somebody in the content team don't like him and said, we leaving that
shit in there, bro. Because everybody else know who the hell it is, right? Yeah. I watched the shit. I'm giving you, look, you gonna hate my ass because I'm gonna be frying you. Mm-hmm. If I watch that shit, you come into work tomorrow. Hey, Bill, he left your ass hanging.
So, I'm like, what's up, Bill? Let me give you one of those because we all watched you not get one in front of 50,000 people.
You got to give them 2. You got to give.
So that was one thing that I couldn't let that go. I put down that AP relies on Lance Newmark a lot, and I love their dynamic. And I had made mention of the Alaska comment, but clearly, even when he's thinking about making a decision, he consults with him. We're gonna miss him when he's gone. By the way. Mm-hmm. Like, he's gonna make a fantastic general manager.
That's his Silvio Dante right there, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Like, that is a hell of a. I hope we get to keep him for like 3 years before, like, or 4 or 5, like how Adam Peters stayed in San Francisco for that 5 years or so. I hope we get him.
Nah, AP got to show him the vision. AP got to show him the vision. You got to wait for the perfect opportunity. Don't just jump at one of these weak ass.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to get that Jets job, so he was ready, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping we get to keep him. he said that we were prepared to take this young man at 29 when they got Trey Amos, which I think a lot of us would have been cool if Amos was our first round pick at 29. So to get him at 61, you can see how excited they were to take him. So that was awesome. I just, we got to see so much more of Adam Peters. I think the more we see of him, the more we get to see his, because again, I like to laugh. So we get to see his humorous side, right? We get to see him be himself. I love when they were in the 4th round and he told whoever he was on the phone with, hey, we gonna play Steve, right? Like Family Feud, like we gonna play Steve, and hung up the phone. I'm like, hey, go ahead, man. A Family Feud reference? Really? I said, you locked in like that?
It's so Hollywood, man.
Hey, I mean, I said that was dope. And then at the 21:35 mark, we had a legendary soundbite.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Legendary soundbite from both Josh Harris and DQ. So after he says, we gonna play Steve, right? And he hangs up, Josh Harris is sitting next to him, and he was like, Adam Peters.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Says,
let him cook.
Let him cook.
Hey, they jumped in that joint ready. they curated a clip right there, boy.
Oh, my owner and my coach are thugs. I love it.
We ain't never moved like this before. Adam Peters,
said,
let him cook. And it was so the timing
seamless.
was so well, bro.
You would have thought it was a Hollywood script, bro. He said, Adam effing Peters.
Let him
he
cook.
said, let him cook. Let him cook. I said, oh, woo, we up, boy. We all the way up. Oh, that was I played that part over about 5 to 10 times. That was fire, bro.
You can tell they feel like they got the one in him.
Oh, yeah.
Like they like, thank goodness he's on our side type of thing.
Josh Harris feels so empowered by the GM, the head coach, and the quarterback, the 3-headed monster that are leading this shit here. He literally just has to worry about the stadium and stuff. Like he knows that this team is in such good hands. Boy, did we hit the jackpot 3 times, man.
We did. I mean, it's just so refreshing after what we dealt with for 3 decades. So refreshing, right? He talked about having 5 votes in the Commanders caucus when they took Jalen Lane in the 4th round. I wonder how many people are in this damn caucus.
It's so that's so organized. Like
it's crazy because he's talked about it on 2 different programs. He talked about it on the Pat McAfee interview, and then he talked about it, I think, at greater lengths with Phil Yates on his podcast. But he just threw out like the obviously the coordinators, Dan Quinn, of course. I think he said scouts. He calls it his A&R, right? Research or R&D, I think it is.
Research and development.
I think he calls it R&D. So I wonder how many people in, because 5 votes is a lot if it's only 10 people. But if it's like 20 people, 5 ain't a lot. But then when you think about you in the 4th round, I mean, look, if we were in the 4th round and we took 20 people and we asked what player y'all want, we might get 20 different dudes in the 4th round. So 5 is probably a lot.
I agree. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you shrink it down to, hey, we want to take these, we picking from these 10 players right here. And y'all just got to pick one and one gets 5. But if you just give everybody a chance and you say, hey, this is what the board looks like, which guy you want, you'll get probably 20 different answers. Right?
You're probably gonna get 5 different position groups alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Let alone we narrow it down to receiver. How many different receivers?
Right? Exactly, because your boy from Utah State was still available, Jalen Royals. A lot of people would have was like, yeah, let me get him instead of Jalen Lane.
Right to the Chiefs.
That shit is wild. Well, I talked about that. That shit is wild. I didn't know. So I didn't know because I hadn't watched Next Man Up with Kane Madrano. So I didn't know he had texted Ken Norton 5 minutes before he got the call that they were going to draft him. That's crazy. That he texted him, Coach, come get me. And then he got the phone call 5 minutes later and they drafted him. That's wild. Coach Lynn, like I think all of us, he needed answers about Bill. Like, where the hell did this Bill shit come from? You got to explain this to me when you get here. He was baffled by why they was calling him Bill. I said that was all of us.
Why does everybody keep saying Bill?
Hey, he needed answers, bro. Like, he said,
like someone
this whole
explain
time
that.
I've been calling you Ja'Cory. He's like, yo, okay. So that was a great episode. I was disappointed at the length, but then my wife was like, bro, they only had 5 picks. How long did you think it was gonna be? I said, you right. Last year's was damn near an hour because we had 9 picks.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
And we didn't make any trades either.
That's right. So it was definitely a great show, though, like it always is. And I wanted to ask y'all, piggybacking off of this, did any of you get to catch the Josh Harris Bloomberg sit down?
I didn't finish it, but I watched some of it.
It was great. I'm not gonna say nothing if y'all ain't watched it yet.
No,
Maybe we'll be able to talk about it on another show. But if you really want some more insight into the mind of Josh Harris, like, I'll just say this: he was like, I didn't think I was gonna get the team. He said, I thought that Jeff Bezos was interested, and he said if Bezos was interested, I can't outbid him. He could stroke a check for $5 billion. I had to go raise $5 billion. You know what I'm saying? He could just write a check. So he said, I didn't think I was gonna get the team. So if you're interested in that kind of conversation, and he's talking real business shit, like business school terminology. I had to look some of this shit up. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? Right? You're
gonna understand how he made some of his billions when you listen. I've only listened to a few minutes, and he was getting in his bag.
It's for sure. It's some real good shit. If you into that, and if you want to really get into his mind a little bit as to how he sees the team, why he purchased it, et cetera, it's a great listen. It's about 48 minutes, so if you got a little bit of time, you can carve out that. I think it's a really good.
Did y'all see the little clip the team put out from on the social media account today? It was some clips from OTAs, and then like Jaden had like a clean sidearm throw in there somewhere. It was
So I watched that live when they were doing the
field
telecast. Yeah. And he did a little dance. I don't know if you saw it. So they did that drill where they hand the ball off to the running back.
Yep.
And then they roll out, and then another coach throws them a ball, and then they got to make a throw on the run, right?
Yep.
And so they did it to the right side, which is easy for everybody, and because everybody's right-handed. And then they did it to the left, and you either got to contort your body or you got to square your shoulders if you don't have that jump. Yeah. He did some Patrick Mahomes meets Aaron Rodgers meets Matthew Stafford shit. I mean, he threw that bitch from down by his nutsack.
Yeah, they cut that up, and they cut up a few different clips from practice.
It was wild. And then after he did that shit, he did a little that shit was, I killed that shit. Like,
that boy swaggy.
I said, man,
that boy special, man.
Hey, I almost had a tear. I think my shit started to well up. I was like, God damn.
I get hyped just to watch him practice. Like, I tweeted this yesterday, bro. Like, the quarterback situation has been so bad here. We've seen quarterbacks be ass at OTAs, bro. I was at OTAs in 2022, live in the flesh on the first day. Carson Wentz was throwing the ball to the pearly gates. He was putting the ball in the clouds, bro. He was throwing them at the cumulonimbus clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
John Keim just said that. He was like, he was there in 2015 with Robert Griffin III, and he was like, bro, he was ass in 7-on. He was tucking and running in 7-on-7s, right?
Oh no!
Like, he's never seen no crazy stuff like that before. He was tucking and running in 7-on-7s, bro.
Yeah, man.
So he's like, yeah, no, this
sure showed them.
Hey, and so it just feels so good to know, man. Hey, season 2 finna be a movie.
No, it's gonna be cinema.
Oh,
it's gonna
my
be
God.
cinema. And they did okay. Last thing before we transition to the comment part of the show. Jaden wasn't in the reveal trailer for Madden, and people are making that a big deal. CG, of course, LB. I didn't see Jaden in the commercial.
But they're stupid, right? Because we had a whole commercial by ourselves.
The announcement for this game was Dan Quinn.
Was us.
And a fake Jaden.
And a guy named JD. What are you talking about? We had a whole commercial by ourselves.
We introed the game, guys.
Stupid idiots. That's why I didn't even say nothing. Like, you guys are slow. You're remedial, right? Like Day-Day. You're remedial. You know what I mean? I don't have any words for that kind of incompetence. Okay. So I just left that alone. And you know, the dum-dums that don't know no better, they follow behind them and they think they being funny. And I'm like, you just as dumb as he is.
Mm-hmm.
You dumb or you stupid?
And this week, Dallas Cowboy fans are back outside. So it's wild in these streets right now.
You know what? They're gonna be insufferable this year because
Jaden ain't seen Dak yet.
Look, I saw Scooter Magruder do a little video ranking shit. And I had to stop after like the first 3 minutes because he was ranking quarterbacks and he put Dak at 1. And I just turned this shit off. I was like, okay. I wanted to listen to his reasoning first, and it was stupid as hell. And he's one of those Dak blinder guys.
I don't want to hear from Scooter Magruder unless he's making his little corny ass jokes and impersonating the divisional meeting at the end of the week, because that little shit is funny. I'm not going. I don't want to hear him actually make football observations.
Exactly. That's what that. I think that's what that actually solidified for me was he can't be objective, right? Just stick to the meeting shit. That's hilarious. You nail that almost every time. But when it comes to actual factuals, you can't take off your Jerry Jones cowboy rose blue colored glasses, right? Mm-hmm. Blue tint glasses. You just can't do it because
I asked the Dallas fan, like, because they told me y'all being way too excited after 1 year. I said, if you follow your team, you tell me this. How were y'all talking after Dak's rookie year when y'all went 13-3? All right, shut up. Please stop,
bro. First of all, why are people trying to gatekeep our happiness? That's right. That has me in shambles. Is people get in their feelings and upset at our happiness. We ain't even talking to nobody else's fan base. We just propping up our shit.
Y'all setting that boy up for failure. Y'all setting that boy up for we set the bar high because our guy got motion after 1 year. Sorry if your guy didn't.
Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. It's wild how upset and offended. I was just scrolling down the timeline and I seen you getting into it with LB. And that's what made me at you like, bro, isn't this shit wild that we ain't even talking to nobody else fan base. We just hyping up our dude, talking about how dope our quarterback is.
I'm like, bro, enjoy your ring, but we're not going to be revisionists here. Y'all didn't know if you had a quarterback until he got in his third season. We already know after one, and there's a difference. And it's but he didn't win this year. Cool. And Jalen Hurts was not an NFL quarterback until year 3. So, like, what are we talking about?
Again, they keep bringing it up like we supposed to be, like, sad or something because we went to the NFC Championship in his first season.
1. Like yes,
I'm at a loss. Help me. I don't get it, but okay.
And remember that stat too, like rookie quarterbacks making it to the NFC Championship. Everybody else had at least a top 3 defense. Ours was what, 18th?
Yeah, 17,
and Jaden Daniels was the run game. Jaden Daniels had to be the run game himself. So no defense, no run game, NFC Championship game.
I just don't get it. But hey, that's not for us to try to get them to understand. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna gatekeep my happiness.
They're gonna
you ain't gonna do that. So we've been oppressed for 30 years. 30 years we've been oppressed. You ain't gonna stop my joy.
Bro, right? I ain't never had a franchise quarterback. I'm talking crazy every day. Every day. Somebody gonna get it every day. I'm letting someone know.
Greasy. I'm like, I just took a bite out of some church's chicken. I'm talking greasy. Yeah. You mad. Mm-hmm. Greasy. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy, Swaggy P, writes, Commander Canes, what up, Swaggy?
What up?
I'm not worried about Terry getting paid. It will happen eventually. The sky is not falling. Side note, Aaron Rodgers' voice, RELAX.
Hey, shout out to Rodgers, by the way. He's on the football team.
Look, man, we knew it was coming, man. It's still like you can't convince me that the Steelers didn't know this was coming. I think they had a handshake with Aaron Rodgers when they met. And Aaron told them, I don't want to be a part of the OTAs. I'll show up for mandatory minicamp. I don't want to be a part because they made a big deal out of him not showing up in New York because he was a part of the roster because he wants no parts of that. He wants to do his Zen shit and, go be one with nature and all of that
Darkness
bullshit.
retreats with ayahuasca.
Yeah. So let him do that. And now that we get into the mini camps, this is when he wants to be a part of the team. Because there's no way you can convince me that the Steelers were okay going into training camp with Mason Rudolph
and Will Howard. And
no. That wasn't okay.
So friend was literally just ranting about that yesterday too. He was sick. So he's sick about the Aaron Rodgers too. Yeah. But the Mason Rudolph rant I got yesterday was hilarious.
And it had to be. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers he's not the Aaron Rodgers of 3-4 years ago, but it's better than Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. I had somebody
call that boy Rudolph.
I call him Mason Rudolph.
Happy Pride Month.
Shout out to all the flag bearers out there, man.
Hey, man, shout out to men's mental health awareness month as well, man.
Absolutely. Hey, check on your friends.
Check on your brothers. Check on your guys, man.
And check on your strong friends too, man.
Mm-hmm.
JMod6, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Washington currently has 21 million in cap. Our cap situation is clean.
Yeah.
We are one of those teams that does a great job of staying strictly cash to cap. So we're never in a deficit and we're never hurting for cash. Like a Terry deal, first of all, in that first year, you're never spending a ton of money on a new deal. So if we signed Terry to that deal, the one Rio talked about, which was what, 3 for
95,
30,
3 for 95. Yeah, 3 for like 31.5 a year.
His base is probably going to be $5 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to get all that upfront money, those bonuses and things of that nature. Maybe even have some incentives on the back end if he hits certain mile markers. So we got plenty of cap space to make any move that we want, including him and Laramie Tunsil.
Yep. Any of your DC Defenders clients that's going to get a tryout or something when the season over, man? What's up?
Braylon Edwards, Chris Rowland, 2 receivers. They're not gonna make the roster. DeAndre Baker, the former first-round pick bust for the Giants. He had a big interception.
Yeah, he does play for the Defenders. Boy, that was allegedly robbing cookouts.
Yeah, I'm about to say you gotta watch him. He out here shooting dice, guns, and all kinds of shit.
So yeah, he can take the ball away.
Ed ain't trying to hit that shit. Ed is serious right now. He's doing a thorough breakdown.
I just named 3 guys that can definitely send me. I think Mason Brooks, who was on the Commanders before, he's on the Defenders, offensive lineman.
Yeah, shout out Mason Brooks.
We'll leave Monte Nicholson alone, but he's still a part of the organization.
Hey, Ed was on social media really upset about Jordan Ta'amu not being a part of the All-Star team, bro. I was like, Ed, you gotta let it go. Ed. You gotta let it go, Ed.
Hey, they gave Ed like a 15% stake in the team or some shit, bro. He riding for them boys.
Hey, Ed was like, Jordan Ta'amu got screwed. I was like, hey, Ed, you gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let it go, Ed.
You gotta pick your battles, man.
Hey, some battles ain't worth fighting, man. You gotta let it go, man.
Hey, look. Nah, he was Tom had a good season. Like he had a good season. I'm telling you, he was like second in passing yards. He had a good season, man. He had a good season.
And if you're gonna take somebody's word on it, you're gonna take it for Ed because he's employed by the DC Defenders.
Ed ain't gonna lead you astray, man.
Boots be on the ground, bro. He already got his pass for the conference.
Hey, where your the DC Defenders dad had it, man? Go put that on right now, man.
Ed got a custom DC Defenders jersey, the first ever custom DC Defenders.
Blake Taylor, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, my guy Blake. What it do? He says, y'all the best Washington content. Watch all of you and appreciate you guys for all the videos. Louie, you've put my son to sleep 2 nights in a row. Just listen to your stream starting off early. Hashtag, hey, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I'm glad I could be of some assistance. I know you got a little one, a little one. So anything that can help with sleep, that's a good thing. So I'll take that as a compliment.
And make sure y'all get y'all sleep too.
Yes. They say sleep when the baby sleep. It's easier said than done because the baby sleep, but then he waking up or she waking up and you just felt it ain't nothing worse than being awakened when you just hitting that sleep.
Yep.
Like you just fell asleep. That's the hardest sleep to wake up from. So it's tough, but you got to get it when you can, right? Got to get it when you can. Luckily enough for y'all, I don't think you had twins. So at least y'all can take turns, right? Y'all can take shifts. When it's two of them,
more power to you, Lou.
Yeah. Hey, it's a struggle for sure. Queen Heritage Partners.
Hey.
Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. All right. Can we afford to pay 90 to 100 million in cap to Terry, Tunzel, and Lattimore or Debo if they are good this year? Are we stunting our growth? That is a very interesting question. So I can say this. Marshawn, no matter what Marshawn Lattimore does, he's not getting another contract here.
Yeah, I don't see. Right. They're gonna play out his contract.
Yeah. The only thing I can see, so he's got two scenarios that can play out after this year. If he plays well, they're gonna do what they did for Debo, right? And for Andrew Wiley, right?
Guarantee the money for the next year.
That's right, because he doesn't have any guarantees next year. Andrew Wiley didn't have any guarantees this year. Debo didn't have any guarantees. So they gave those guys guaranteed money, right? And they gave them incentives that could push the money up to, another $1 or $2 million, right? They'll do the same thing for him next year, right? Just to give him a reassurance that you're good. We got you, right? But he's not getting another contract here. That's bad business. Yep. You don't sign a 30-year-old corner to a deal and to keep them on your roster longer. Okay. So my guess is we'll be drafting another corner this upcoming season in the draft. That's my guess. As far as Tunzel is concerned, there's a chance he could get the Sam Cosmi treatment and get an extension done before the season starts. He won't get an extension before Terry does, but he could come in September. My guess is his extension is next year, but he has to prove that he's worthy and capable, which it's different for Tunzel being a tackle than it is a corner, because we've seen tackles who keep themselves in great shape, who are an elite tackle, play till they're 40.
Yep.
Right? He's capable of doing that. So of those 4 guys you mentioned, 2 of them feel like they have a realistic shot at getting an extension. I don't think Debo's coming back either. I think this is a 1-year rental for him. Now, if he absolutely murders
if he snaps, he's getting something.
Yeah, that's when we can have that conversation. He has to go back to
2021.
2021? Yeah, he's got to go back to that, right? Over 1,000 yards receiving, another 200 or 300 rushing. I don't even think we're going to use him in that capacity enough to be that. But I know y'all heard they putting him back there on kickoffs with Austin Eckler.
They about to have him back there working.
Yeah, if he snap on that and at receiver, okay, we could have a conversation. What y'all think about that, though?
I think right now it's the only possibility is because we have Jaden on a rookie contract. So if Jaden obviously was on the deal, he's going to get a couple years from now. It wouldn't be realistic. But no, I think you hit the nail on the head with Lattimore. He has to have a great season to be brought back. He has to really, really play like he did a couple of years ago with the Saints and be that lockdown corner where he is traveling guys and shutting down guys and being impactful, taking the ball away and whatnot. Terry's going to get his money. Tunzel, I do think Tunzel's going to get paid, like you said, before training camp starts. He's going to get his deal. The only 2 that are up in the air are Lattimore and Debo at this point. Lattimore, he's under contract 2026, but like you said, not a lot of guarantees and not a lot of money left on that deal too. And then Debo's a free agent after this season. So, I mean, like I said, the luxury is that you have a quarterback on a rookie deal. So it is possible if Lattimore plays really well and Debo plays really well and shows out, then I could see him getting a 2-year deal because, he has that connection with Adam. And Adam Peters loves Debo Samuel.
Yep. I think the thing that could open up the room for a bunch of extensions to get handed out if need be is that we're signing a bunch of 1-year nothing contracts with play. We're pretty much resetting our cap every offseason. So we're just going to walk into every offseason with a boatload of money. So if guys need to get paid, they're going to get paid. But Terry and Tunzel are the priority. And if Debo has a good season, he's going to get extended. Lattimore, like Lou said, we can move some money around in his last year of his deal and stuff like that. I don't see us needing to extend Lattimore.
You got anything to add, Rico?
Nah, I completely agree with y'all, especially on the Lattimore part. Like, unless he comes out and somehow looks like an all-pro, then maybe we'll talk about it type of thing. But yeah, Terry, biggest priority. And I'm like Rio said and y'all said, Debo ball out. Yeah, we can talk next year. We'll talk, sometime around this time actually free agency. We'll talk, around March next year. I mean, hopefully maybe even before that. But right, this offseason's Terry Tunsil. That's it. And then we'll figure out everybody else later.
That's right. And I didn't think I needed to say this, but the other option for Lattimore is if he doesn't play well, he's cut. Right. It's simple.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
You don't have any guaranteed money, so he's gone. You wipe
Nope.
your hands clean. You acknowledge that you whiffed on that trade, and you move on. It's okay. Not going to hit on all of them, right?
So they used the third overall pick on Trey Lance and went to a Super Bowl very soon afterwards anyway. Adam Peters knows how to bounce back from a mistake.
Yeah, it's all good. Shit, that's going to happen, but it's how you move after that, right? Finesse the plug. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what up, Kangs? What's up, Finesse the plug?
What up?
Appreciate the amazing content you give us each week. Who do y'all feel more confident in this season? The rookie or the vet, 23 or 2? I mean, he's not wearing 2, is he? Yes, he is. Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn's wearing number 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, you heard what Rio said at the beginning of the show. Hey. you heard what he put out there.
Amos might be cornerback 1 over this joint, man. And that would pretty much roll into our last conversation we had about not having to extend Marshawn Lattimore. They wanted this guy in the first round. So they're not treating him like he's just some corner,
I still got my confidence in the vet because it's man, the NFL is tough on young corners, right? You got to be one of them elite joints to come in and shut it down in your first season. Usually that's reserved for them top 10 boys, right? You usually don't see a dude that got taken in the second round unless you're the Texans and you just hit on every damn defensive back.
Every DB in the world.
Right. Like they draft Caleb Bullocks. They drafted the corner
Kamari Lassiter.
Lassiter right in the second round. And my boy in the second round, two years prior from Baylor to Petrie.
Everyone eats over there. Everyone eats over there. No fly. That's the no-fly zone, bro.
Like it's crazy. So hopefully we can get one of those. But I'm. This is a bounce back season for Marshawn Lattimore for me. What do you guys think?
To your point, Lou, I mean, I would say corner probably is between cornerback and quarterback that have the toughest jumps going from college to the NFL. Man, I mean, just imagine as a corner, you might go against a Justin Jefferson level talent maybe once or twice throughout the entire season.
That's right.
Now you get to the NFL, is every week one of them somewhere. Even if it's not the wide receiver, it's at least the tight end. You got to cover Brock Bowers this week or something. It's insane. So it is really tough for a corner to come in day one. But I also think on the other side of it, I mean, again, they felt like he was a first-round talent. Even though they got him in the second round, they thought he was worthy of taking in the first round. To think that a first-round talent is ahead of the curve says a lot. Like, they didn't just say he's ahead of the curve. He was a fifth-round pick. Oh, okay, this guy may be able to contribute in his rookie season. They're talking about a first-round talent being ahead of where they thought he would be as a first-round talent. So I'm really high on Trey Amos. I mean, if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to lean towards the vet just because that rookie curve going from college to NFL is insane. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season, Trey Amos is better. But I'm thinking week 1 for sure, I got the vet right now.
Yeah, no, this is a good question. It's very close. When in a perfect world, it shouldn't be. We should obviously say Marshawn Lattimore after giving up a third-round pick and the way he played with the Saints, but after his performance last year, and I get it, the chronic hamstring and all that stuff. But no, it's very close. I am going to lean with you guys and say Marshawn Lattimore, but once again, maybe midway throughout the season or by the end of the season, it could be Trey Amos. But I do want to see, and I don't want to get too hyped up from OTAs about how Trey Amos played, but I think Trey Amos is going to be that guy. I mean, he's the guy that we've been looking for. He's got the height, the speed, the physicality that we've been dying to have at the quarterback spot to get drafted in the last couple of seasons. We did get Mikey. But yeah, no, Marshawn he's probably the biggest question mark in the secondary right now. He's the biggest X factor because if he plays well, he will tremendously help this quarterback room and this whole secondary and this whole defense. But If he does struggle here and there, gets a bunch of penalties or whatnot like he did last year, then he's going to be the biggest question mark. So I'll lean with Marshawn for now, just off of the history that he's built with having good seasons, and having that Lattimore Island for a couple years with the Saints. But it's closer than it's very close when it shouldn't be that close.
For me, like, the answer is combination. Like, I want the cornerback room to be a strength of this team last year. But when you look at that boy Trey Amos in the uniform, like, some guys just have the look of one of those cornerbacks in this league. Our last two starting cornerback, Benjamin St. Juste, looked like an All-American CW character.
Don't bring him to summer camp now. Don't bring him to summer camp.
Getting cooked by children.
My 6-year-old.
But St. Juste looked like an All-American character, and Emmanuel Forbes looked like my 14-year-old on an NFL field. So seeing Amos out there, looks the part size-wise, physicality-wise, he looks like one of those guys, and the defensive coordinators already just gushing about the players. So we need Marshawn Lattimore could be like the biggest factor to why our defense could be special this year. If he turns up and has a good season, that alleviates so many headaches from our defense, because it wasn't great last year when he was on the field.
That's an understatement.
My lasting impression of him was his play swung the NFC Championship on 4th and 6 from
Rio
the
ain't gonna never let that go.
I'm never going. I see that shit plays through my head on a repeated loop. That play started the slippery slope of unfortunate events that turned out to be 55-23 that they remind us of every time we have football discord. So my answer is combination. I need them both to be good, but Amos is coming, so you better turn up, Marshawn.
Metaphor. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. I just want y'all to know, if I would have said that, y'all would have been killing me. Y'all would have been killing me. But I'm gonna let it rock. I just want y'all to know, man. It's some bias out there, man. I'm feeling like Benjamin St. Juste now. They just see me out there, they throwing the flag. I ain't even doing nothing. Metaphor. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. He writes, Kings. What up, Metaphor?
What up?
Payne and a third. Here we go. The Trey Henne thoughts. Why are we trying to throw Duran in the trade? Why are we doing this?
We're not trading Payne this season.
You know what's crazy though? We didn't see Jahan Dotson getting traded. If they were going to trade Payne or someone of that ilk, they would do it now.
Yep, they get out the way.
Yeah, and this is the best value you're going to get. I mean, we don't have a 2nd round pick next year, but again, they're not trading Duran Payne. You guys stop it. Okay?
We're also not trading for Trey Hendrickson this season, guy. I think we need to let that shit go.
You already don't have a 2 and a 4. You think they're going to trade their 3 too? Come on.
Yeah. So I know everybody was talking about the ESPN mock trade, the Johnny Newton, the 3rd round pick, the 7th round pick. That was the one that was circulating a lot yesterday. And honestly, a lot of people said no, but I actually would consider it.
I wouldn't do that shit.
But I mean, because a 3rd for Trey, because remember the report was like they wanted a 1st and all that. And then the only thing is my reserves on is that you got to pay him, because we're already talking about paying Terry. We're already talking about paying Larry.
You're not just trading for him. You also have to pay
him. And that's the whole big thing with the Bengals right now is he's upset because he wants to get paid. He just saw Myles Garrett get 40 and Max Crosby get 35. So his age, he's over 30. He wants to get probably 35 mil. So it's just a lot to trade and pay, and you're not going to have a 2nd and a 3rd. So, I mean, you could go Rams, Sean McVay, and go all in, which I understand that. But you're giving up Johnny a 3rd and a 7. The 7th round pick, obviously, I don't care about.
No one cares about that. But that's that 3rd.
Ain't happening, y'all.
Yeah, no. Let it go. Y'all let it go. Finesse the plug. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. All right. Which Ron Rivera guy still here would surprise y'all the most if he had a Pro Bowl type
Brian
season?
Keith Robinson Jr. is the only answer to this question, y'all.
Hey, I mean, if we being crazy, Chris Paul.
Yeah, I was about to throw Percy Butler out there. Like, I mean, since we here.
Yeah, it'd have to be somebody off the beaten path. But no, right? Rio stupid. It'd have to be Brian Robinson. Like, because who's seen Pro Bowl type ability out of B-Rob?
Your boy Butler, your boy Percival.
Percival.
Since we here.
Hey, look, man. I'll be happy if Percival makes the team at this point. Like that Joe Wick safety discussion with that man being noticeably absent, that spoke volumes. I don't know, man. Percy seems like he could easily be replaced by Robert McDaniel this offseason.
You see how the team quietly moved out of the Gabe Taylor conversation and ain't say nothing to nobody. You know, so we just kept the thing pushing over here. They just kept that thing. Shout out to Gabe, though. And he went on the Ballin' and Burgundy pod. Shout out to my boy John and them over there. So we hope Gabe gets some work for sure this offseason.
Yeah, man.
They got in and out of there.
It was like, talk about Terry in this extension.
Yeah.
Real quick. We gave him the try. We gave him the tree out.
Yeah, the tree out. Oh, man. Rosario Satara Pileski. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the Dubsky, my guy, Russ. Right. Thanks to each of you for your entertaining and relaxing channels. Means a lot. Tackle the like button and tell your friends about the Commander Kings. Most people don't know. They just don't know. We appreciate that so much, man. Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Commander Kings. We really appreciate y'all. Big shout out to my guy Rosario Satara Pileski.
And this is just off-season Kangs. Wait till y'all see year 2 us during the season acting up.
If you thought we was insufferable during the run last year, you just wait. You just wait. It's gonna be fun. It's
Hard Knocks boys.
I forgot all about that.
No.
Oh yeah.
I just watched the Hard Knocks again. I finished it again.
Yeah.
The in-season joke from last year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fire,
so good because they go into the playoffs and everything. Yep. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be fire, bro. It's gonna be fire for sure. Metaphor, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Rights. 600 in the chat. How about 500 watching the finals? You know what it is, man. The finals. I can't wait to see the numbers because everybody wants to talk about parity in the NBA, and they tired of seeing LeBron, and they tired of seeing Steph in the finals.
Markets,
and they tired of seeing the big market. Don't want to see the Celtics. We want some new teams, right?
Show us
fresh blood. Okay, cool. New blood is in there. 2 teams that have never won an NBA championship. We already know it's gonna be OKC. And so let's see how this plays out. Let's see how many people out here watching, right? I can't wait. I hope the numbers are good because if they aren't, I literally saw Adam Silver trying to defend the fact that they had 2 small market teams playing in the NBA finals. He's like, if it was the Steelers and the Packers in the NFL, people would be championing that Super Bowl. I'm like,
because those are 2 storied.
I'm about to say, come on, Adam, you gotta be better than that shit. Bro.
Those are blue blood NFL friends.
Examples.
That was terrible. He should have said Jacksonville.
Wrong example.
Right.
Exactly. He should have put the Lions and somebody else in the Super Bowl.
And the Jaguars, like something like that, right?
Speaking of the Lions, since they be on our sack for no reason too. The Lions are the greatest NFL team in the history of the sport at sending Hall of Fame caliber players into retirement early. Frank Ragnow has called it a career before 30, just like Megatron and Barry Sanders.
That was crazy.
Another one bites the dust in Motown.
Oh man. Now his though was more injury related. He's dealt with some shit.
Yeah.
It fits the narrative.
It sure does.
If the shoe fits,
it does.
Who am I? Yo, that is crazy. That you could be potentially talking about another like Hall of Famer that retired before the age of 30 in Detroit. Like
that's what they do.
Can't make this stuff up. You can't do it.
Save stars from Detroit. Keep them away.
Let's start a movement. Kofa Media, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Kofa Media writes, was at the stadium for the VIP season ticket promo, and Luvu got us hype. LOL. Y'all want the clips? You damn right we do.
Send them.
What you waiting on? You ain't even have to ask. Send them things over here.
Oh, yeah. We did that player for sure.
Finesse the plug.
Whoa.
Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, go ahead and put your GM hats on, fellas. What's one move y'all would make before training camp besides extending Terry or trading for Trey Hendrickson?
Another extension. I'm not outsourcing anything at this point. We're working on what we got. We're gonna go ahead and extend Tunzel too.
Yeah. I'm with
my
that.
answer would be extend. If I couldn't pick between, extending Terry, I'll just go ahead and extend Tunsil because I feel like they're just waiting until at least training camp to see what we have. Like, Von Miller's not going anywhere. Darius Smith not going anywhere. All of these veterans that are available right now are chilling. Yep. And they just, at least give Javonte John Baptiste an opportunity to see if he just took a step this offseason. You just never know. Crazier things have happened. I'm not saying he will. But, you at least got to go out there and make sure before you just go and sign a veteran. That's almost disrespectful to the younger guys. Sends a bad message to the team.
So I probably would sign one of the vets, to be honest. I just think we need more pass rush juice. I know we're not going to trade Trey. Laramie, I definitely would try to extend him, but I definitely would bring another pass rusher in just to add to the rotation. I do like Javonte John Baptiste, but I just want to get some more surefire pass rusher, even if it's just a rotational guy. Right now, at this point, Von Miller's a rotational guy. Zadarius is a rotational guy, and that's fine. Zadarius had a good season last year. Vaughn had a solid season last year, so I just think we just need another guy.
And they'll know. That's why they're waiting, because as to Rico's point, you don't have to rush. Those guys aren't going anywhere. And, until other teams have injuries and they have to press the button, right? It's break. In case of an emergency, that glass is going to be intact. And if you need one of those dudes and you see, hey, this shit that we got out here, it ain't hitting like we thought it was going to hit, go get one of those dudes. But as of right now, I'm extending Laramie Tunzel. Like Rio said, I'm just riding with what we got at this point. And let's see what we can do with what we got.
Let's get it, Dietrich.
Come on, Jacob.
Jacob Martin.
Davon Cash, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Davon writes, hey, Kings, what up, Davon?
What up?
Says, glad to see you all doing good again. My only thing for the draft stuff, I was crying tears. Adam Peters ain't no bitch, and I love it. Look, man, it was great to see him just controlling everything, right? Working the phones, shutting down, offers to move out of spots he wasn't interested moving.
Yeah, we're gonna stick and pick. We're gonna stick and pick here.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, we gonna play, Steve.
We gonna play, Steve.
Yeah, like he was having fun, bro. He was in his bag and he was having fun. You could tell he was in his element, and he was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." But if anything changes, I love it, man.
We'll make sure I give you a ring.
Yeah, I love it, man. It was awesome. Hey, let him cook. Adam effing Peters.
Let him cook.
LA at Brooklyn.
Hey, there it is. There it is right there, man.
LA at Brooklyn once again doing what you do, my friend. Dropping that C note on us. We appreciate you. Good evening, Kings.
Blessings.
Hey, what up? Enjoying the content. Appreciate each of you. Likewise, LA at Brooklyn. Likewise. Glad Terry signed his contract. Deserved every penny. Side note, reading the back and forth comments between @NoPanic and @Brandon Gathers. Give him hell, Brandon. Laughing my ass off. Peace. That's the comment we'll read when Terry finally signs his deal. Right,
we gotta save that one.
We
gotta save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, bookmark that one.
That's manifestation, right?
Yes, there. Yeah, that's Rio talking Myles Garrett to the Commanders into it.
Lou ain't gonna let me lay that down.
You know, I had to one more time. I had to get. I had to reach into my ed bag and. Oh no! God damn it! I hit the chair one time, bro.
Hey, before we get to our guy C-Mac Super right quick, I am so glad we didn't draft that scrub Cam Scatterboo. Oh my gosh, bro. Stop putting microphones in front of him.
Did you hear him not know who Megatron was?
Calvin Johnson was.
First of all, he said the word ghetto-ness. I got a little ghetto-ness. If they don't drop kick this little ass nigga,
I didn't like that at all. I wasn't feeling that at all, man. What's that mean?
We didn't know who Megatron was. Stop putting him on podcast. That's a backup running back. Y'all need to treat him like a backup running back. Man, I'm so glad.
White man runs a football.
how a white man runs a football. I'm so glad we didn't draft that guy. By the way,
What is? I got a little ghetto.
I can't wait to Louvu smack the fake Scully off of him in week 1.
Oh my gosh, I need him to go shave his beard like Travis Kelce and look like an assistant principal.
I know he put a do-rag on and let the cape hang at home, bro.
Oh, you know he do. That shit flapping in the wind, bro.
He probably got the two-tone joke.
He shit flapping in the wind, bro.
Y'all seen that Drewski's kid he just came out with?
Well, he was like a white boy. Yeah.
White guy in the dude.
Catabo looked like a simple Cole Holcomb.
Oh man. Oh, he do. All he needed is the business in the front and the party in the back, man.
Like simple
Cole Holcomb that hung with the skill players.
Hey, look, man.
Yeah, that little bit of ghetto-ness,
man.
And that little bit of ghetto-ness automatically made me root against him. I still don't know what that means.
I look, man.
Don't say ghetto-ness, bro.
Yeah, at all. Like, what are we doing here? Like you said, stop putting a mic in this man's face, please.
Yeah.
You should know a word is wrong if you got to invent it. Like, if you ain't never heard nobody else say it, don't say it. Don't just start.
How does a football player in 2025 not know who Megatron is? When you see
somebody was trying to, but that's this new generation though.
I thought he was a little more chocolate. Like what? What are we talking about?
He need PR, man. He need an assistant to we gotta funnel all of it. We gotta have a filter before he gotta think before he talk, bro.
What? He said that?
He said something like, I thought he was a little more chocolate or something. I didn't know that was Megatron. Like, yo,
what does that mean?
What is that? Yeah, what are you talking about?
What does that mean?
Oh my God.
I'm so glad he's not a commander, man.
Yeah,
no. If he was that good, he had to be dark. Like, what is that? What's the logic of thinking in that? I trying to figure out what he means by that.
Oh my God. That's wow. I'm almost at a loss of words. That's some next level stupidity right there.
Man. That number 44 is fitting, man.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Christopher McLaughlin, my guy, C-Mac, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 spot. Says, hey, Lou, Rio, Rico, and Ed. Hope everyone is well. Likewise, as always, Chris. 2 questions. 1, who do you expect to be the number 1 seed in the NFC and why? And 2, what is one under-the-radar player that needs to step up for the team to make the Super Bowl and why? So who do you guys expect to be the 1 seed in the NFC?
The Rams.
You really high on the Rams.
I'm going to step out there and say the Rams get the 1 seed. I think the Lions come down a little bit. And I think the NFC East winner is going to win 12 games. Someone's going to win more than 12 in one of the other divisions. I don't see it coming out of the South. I don't see it coming out of the Yeah, it's not us. It's not coming out of the East. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Rams. Rams are gonna get the 1 seed and get put out before the conference championship.
Yeah, for me, because I think the Eagles and the Commanders will be the best 2 teams. But I think I think the Cowboys are going to be improved, especially with Dak healthy. I think we're going to kind of beat up on each other. And with our tough schedules, we have one of the, I think us and NFC North fill out the top 8 toughest schedules in the NFL. So I think just naturally, we're even though I think we're better, I think we will suffer more losses. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Rams end up getting the number 1 seed just because of that.
Rams and the Packers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams too. It's kind of hard not to say the Eagles, man, because I'm not gonna say the Eagles because I do believe that the NFC East thing is real, that there's not going to be a repeat champion. It probably will be us winning the NFC East, so that means we'll have a higher seed than the Eagles. And then I do think the Madden curse is real. I don't want to wish any harm on Saquon or anything like that, but I do believe in the Madden curse is going to affect him a little bit. As far as are we doing the under the radar player yet, or we're sticking with the
yeah, you can go ahead if you want to knock it out.
All right, under the radar. I'm gonna do defense and offense. So defense, he's not really under the radar because we just talked about him. I'm gonna say Jordan McGee. Because if he is healthy, last year he played a lot with the ones, but he got hurt against the Dolphins in that first preseason game. And then Whitt Jr. just talked about how if he's out there, we can have 3 linebacker packages and just not play a bunch of nickel because we played a lot of nickel last year. I think we were top 5 in nickel packages last year, and I think having another linebacker out there will definitely help us slow down the run game. And then under the radar offense is tougher than the defense because all the guys we brought in are big name guys. Like Debo's a big name guy. The whole offensive line is established guys that are have been in the league for years and years and years, or rookies like Josh Connolly, who's not under the radar. I would say I'm gonna go with Luke, man. I'm not high on Luke, but I do think if you get a pulse from Luke, like if you get even like 400 yards from Luke, which is pretty wishful thinking in my opinion.
That's better than Diami ever gave us.
Right, yeah, that is true. That is true. But I think it's wishful thinking for Luke. If you can get a pulse from Luke, if him and Luke can connect, and if the numbers connect with the whole separation and him getting open like last year, he was top 5 in separation. Like if he can connect with Jaden this year, I think that would definitely open up the offense. I would love to go with Jalen Lane, but he's clearly not under the radar because people are raving about him already. So I would just have to go with Luke for now, or possibly Ben Sinnott.
Just in case y'all ain't watching, as an aside, the Pacers doing that Pacer shit again. Just in case y'all won't watching. So here we go.
Right. Yeah, hold on. I'm actually changing my camera because I'm being cooked. I'm actually going to change it real quick.
They down by 4.
Okay. Oh shit, they back in it. My goodness,
they doing that shit again. So just so y'all know, this their move. Their move in game ones, right?
We might get us a good finals, y'all. We might get us a good finals.
Everybody on that OKC in 5, that shit's dead if the Pacers still game 1. Just so we're clear. Yeah. So Jay-Z, I think he put up 100 mil. I think, or was it 1 million? I think he put 100 million on. It's either 100 million or 1 million.
It got to be 1 million. 100 million is kind of like, even for Hove, like that's
no, it's 1 million. That's some mattress Mac shit. Mac, he ain't doing that stupid shit.
100 mil.
I think he did 1 mil on the Thunder to win in 5, and it was like minus 230. So he would win 2.3 million if it came through. I think.
Okay.
That's interesting. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could be 100 million. Let me see.
100 is like that sounds so outrageous to me. Like Drake's gambling addict ass would have to put up.
Yeah, no, I think it's really 1.
I would believe it if you said Aubrey put up 100 million on something.
Yeah, no, it can't be. I know my dude Darren Rovell had it when I saw it. So
my under the radar player, while you look up that on defense, is going to be Will Harris because he's like the only person in the secondary.
It's 1 million. It's 1 million.
Okay, he's the only player. I thought so. 100 crazy.
Yeah, no, Jay-Z ain't that reckless.
Jay-Z move a little more. Like I wouldn't say frugal, but pretty much. You know, he's not moving.
He ain't throwing that kind of bread around.
But yeah, Will Harris is like the only play. Like we see what Quan Martin's turning into. We know what Mikey is. We got to see what year 2 Lattimore is, and we have high hopes for Amos. Is if Will Harris is solid and he hold it down back there, he don't got to be Jeremy Chin. If he's solid back there, he gives us more of a coverage safety, so we don't have to worry about no safety help over the top. That could really unlock this defense, having 2 quality safeties back there. So I'm excited to see him. That's my under the radar defensive player. I'm agree with Ed. Luke is the under the radar player for the offense. I would love if Luke was the guy that. Oh, look at Ed. Ed came in crispy with it.
Yeah. Look at that.
Okay, oh, they about to fry. Like, where that been at?
Yeah. I was like,
my hostage video camera.
I said, God damn, did Ed just bounce on us because he thought the game was close?
Ed just pulled out the mirrorless. He just pulled out the mirrorless DSLR on him.
Right, I had to pull out the HD 4K. Nah, I was saying I was getting cooked Adrian Broner style. I was getting cooked.
I won't go say nothing. I was gonna let you live because they was killing you, bro. They was killing you. I was like, I ain't even gonna bring it up, man.
So he didn't switch cameras. He just wiped off the one he had.
They said the camera need lotion.
Ashy Larry and everything. I was like, bro.
Yo, it was some crazy shit being said, bro.
Ed pulled up in 4K on him.
Right.
He had this ability the whole time.
That's crazy.
This is absolutely ludicrous.
But Rio's Wi-Fi is on point today. I'll say that though.
Yeah,
They're gonna. Oh shit! There he goes again. God damn it! God damn it, Ed. God damn it!
I got all 3 bars, man. I'm not in Narnia this time.
Everybody's ears back intact.
Hey, look, there you go again. Off the top rope with it. Hey, look. Ed is the master of sleight of hand.
Yep.
Don't come over here with that shit. Ed will
deception and deflection.
Hey, Ed will he go dish that bitch over there to you. Ah, got him. Got him. No look.
Mister, I know you not laughing in the class.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
He's that guy.
I know you ain't laughing.
He's that guy.
Yeah, hell yeah. For me, I was gonna say Will Harris as well. I think that's a really good one on defense. I think if you're talking defensive line, I keep going back to Johnny Newton and saying, hey, let's see what you have for year 2. I think they're going to be counting on him a lot. But I'll even, since Will Harris will take it, how about Jacob Martin? Right? Guy they brought in here. I don't think anybody's talking about him. Like, he's sort of an afterthought when we talk about edge rushers. He's what we thought Dante Fowler Jr. was going to be last year, and then Dante Fowler Jr. goes and has 10.5 sacks. So
popped off.
Maybe Jacob Martin come in here and have a career high, right? And for him, 6 would be a career high. I would be happy. That's what I wanted from Dante Fowler Jr. last year.
This man Ed got a glow to him now. That boy got an aura just illuminating from him now.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even know Ed was that dark, man.
Ed posture just yells, "Talk to me nice now."
Yeah, hey, Ed was extremely dusty, man. I didn't know, man. Ed looking cleaner. That dad hat looked cleaner, man. Everything. Ed just he looked totally different, man. Wow.
Hey, that's that DC Defenders payroll kicking in right there.
Hey, look at that, man. DC Defenders pay well if y'all out there, man. They pay well.
There you go.
Man, that 1D camera.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Get the melanin now, man. Get the melanin.
Oh man, that's right. Let them know. Greg.
Oh, for my underrated players, I was gonna say Dorrance Armstrong, because we started to see some of the bend in the Lions game. Yep. And if he can learn how to stop the run to any level, if he could just really break out and be, just give me top 25 edge rusher. Just give me that. I think that would be a huge boost to our defense, entire team, everything. Yeah. And then on offense, I feel like a rookie's cheating, but I think if Ja'Cory really blows up and balls out and becomes like I wouldn't say lead back, but he's getting equal carries to Brian Robinson, all that. Looks like a fair 3 split share. He can pass protect and all of that, which will keep him on the field on third downs and things like that. I think that would be huge. Because for us to have an explosive player to where defenses have to game plan against them, because you don't necessarily have to game plan against Eckler and Brian Robinson. You'll just get them when you get them. But that type of explosion, speed, and quickness is something that defensive coordinators will have to literally scheme towards weekly if Ja'Cory can become who a lot of us think he can be. It's more of a not even an if for me. It's more so when. Is it going to be in 2025, mid-season, late season? Do we have to wait till 2026?
And I'll just throw out 2 on the offensive side. So
Ed Cameron went from Sam Howell to Jaden Daniels. Ed threw away the new Howell order hats too.
Hey, go ahead, man. That's a good one. Good one.
New Howell order.
That's a good one. Hey, way to glow up, Ed, man. Like I almost.
I went 4-13 and 12-5. I'll say that.
That's crazy, man.
His microwaves camera.
We need answers, Ed. This is incredible. This is incredible, bro.
I just because the shit was by choice.
it was by force.
No, that's the craziest part, dog.
They forced this man to upgrade his setup, bro. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, the colors are so vibrant.
I know. It's so illuminant, bro.
Yeah.
That shit hitting like my OLED TV right now.
You finally throw away the Lego camera. Thank you.
Hey, go ahead, man. Greg, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, sup, y'all? Speaking of Hurts, where y'all got him ranked? I got him as QB 10, but Eagles fans swear he top 3 to 5. He's
7.
good, but he don't elevate others around him, in my opinion.
7.
That is a fact, but I think 10 is way too low.
7.
Yeah. I think he's
about to say 8.
Yeah, somewhere in that, to me, 6 to 8 range is where he belongs. He's not top 5. I don't think he's at 10 either. I think that's a little too low.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. The Defiant One. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. The Defiant One. Thank you for the Dubsky. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Just again, public service announcement. Pacers are just down 3 with a minute left in that ball game.
Damn, they were just down like 8, and I looked away. Whoa!
I told you they're doing that Pacers shit. I keep trying to tell y'all they're not going away. The Commanders will always have my heart, but y'all are sleeping on the defenders.
Ed's burner. Ed's burner.
Hey, Ed left for there you go. He left for a second. And he went and
he
said
just
that
donated and said that just to get a new camera.
Hey.
You gotta compliment the defenders. You get a new camera.
This is
you get a new camera. You get a new camera.
Yeah, this is the first time he pulled his mirrorless camera out. It probably ain't charged enough, you know.
Hey, look,
he probably need a dummy battery for it.
Hey, look, the lead is now 1. And
his free trial expired. It's hilarious.
Hey,
no, I'm back.
No.
Okay, he good.
Oh,
yeah.
I was scared.
Hey, they said your free trial expired.
I don't even got to come back for that one, man. I don't even y'all, the comment section is ruthless, man.
Hey, go ahead.
We got a goated comment section.
Hey,
They
said the free trial expired.
They said the defender don't use prepay.
No, I cannot, bro.
On a serious, Cameron went back to Ron Rivera.
Ron
on
Rivera.
A serious note, the Defiant, yes, he says we'll always have my heart, but y'all sleep. But yes, people aren't sleeping on the defenders. Audi Field is live. I did not get a chance to go this year. It was raining really bad last week, and I didn't get a chance to go. And they rested the starters too. So, but I will be there next year for sure. The beer snake is lit. The energy's lit, and they botched it. We were supposed to have a home playoff game, but they botched it, and they didn't schedule Audi Field.
Spoken like a paid ambassador.
Ambassador.
But yes, the Defiant. You know what I'm talking about, the Defiant. These guys, they don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, the Defiant, if you're plugged in.
Hey, you got to finish the comment, man. There's one more sentence there at the end, man. I'm assuming that's a slogan?
Oh, shields up? Yeah, shields up.
Hey, dog, this game like that, bro. Oh my god!
I told you they back, man. Y'all better stop sleeping on these damn Pacers, bro.
Hold up, this game like that.
Hey,
bro.
I'm trying to tell you.
Boards? You get the 6 boards for Siakam?
Oh man.
Oh.
You
look, I told you,
me.
he ruthless, man. He ruthless, man.
He said, nah, hey, chill on that camera shit. We're gonna go back to that part. That parlay, I ain't put another one out since then because I was hurt.
That one hurt.
Siakam got 11 boards. This was the night to take it because he's got 11 boards. This was the night to take Siakam.
Yeah. Ed, just put your ass through a table, bro. Just
double.
Just put your ass through the table, bro.
Ed is the teammate that keeps score.
Yeah. Hey, he got to one up you, bro. You gotta take this L real quick. Duncan Wright. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Duncan Wright. Thank you for the super chat. He writes, face it, your quarterback is a one-hit wonder. And Lou, I seen your last podcast. No one cares about your life, and no one cares about no equalizer. Just talk Commanders.
Golly, man.
He said no one cares about the equalizer. He took that shit personal.
He took it personal. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. That one hurt. That one hurt. I heard you, and I took that shit personal. All right, I'll let you know that right now. I took that one personal. Man. Hey, it's all good though. Oh wow. Oh, okay. They lost the challenge. All right. Just Andre.
Oh, the Pacers are here, bro.
Yes,
They're gonna make it a series. They're gonna make it a series.
The Pacers are here, bro.
They're gonna make
That boy
this
Jim Carrey coaching, boy.
Dog,
Woo!
these boys is here. Bro.
Woo!
Holy shit. We got a finals, dog.
Woo! They did it again.
We got a
They
finals.
did it.
These boys
They
done won
did
the
it
damn
again.
game. Yo,
Yes, sir, man.
holy shit. Nah,
Again.
this is Team of Destiny shit right here. This is if we would have made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Exactly.
This is magic, bro.
Yo, this shit is wild.
Dog, they won that game.
Unbelievable.
Yo.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Just Andre, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Oh my God.
A legendary run.
Hey, I told y'all to turn it on if y'all wasn't watching.
Holy shit, bro.
Just Andre writes, people gonna say JD have a sophomore slump, but Caleb or Knicks won't. People logic makes no sense. Only JD can't improve. It's wild the kind of conversations that we're seeing take place surrounding our quarterback. But you know, real to recognize real. You know, the people that know. And the thing that I find so interesting and hilarious is, in order for teams to prop up their quarterback, they have to do it at the expense of ours.
Yep.
I ain't got no ill will towards Caleb, Bo Nix, and none of these other dudes that went in the first round.
It reeks of insecurity.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Look, ours is the best. It's okay, right? Yours can be really good too. But we feel like we got the best one. And that makes people angry and upset. And you know what? I like it. I like it.
I think it's a big analogy for something else I ain't gonna dive into, but people just used to us being where we are. And now that we finally up, it disturbs their peace. They don't know, you know, they don't know what it's like for the Commanders to be good. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I hate the argument that they have film on him. People have had film on him for years since college. JD has film on people too, and on different.
Exactly.
To see more defenses throughout the year, and he has the VR. So the argument that people have film on him is they had film on him during the playoffs and they couldn't stop him. So
all the greats had film on them, and they continued to be great. You know,
and that's the crazy part about that argument is they just reaching for something. They reaching for something because they want him to take a step back so bad, right? It's gonna make it that much sweeter when he's in the MVP conversation legitimately
and
in year 2.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
And to Andre's point, why is Caleb, Nix, Penix, all of them just gonna be way better, but JD gonna get worse? Like, why all of that?
Yeah, it's
they can't wait to take you down once you make it, man. They got to bring you back. You know?
That's right. That's all that is. Steve Beast 53. Thank you for the super chat.
This is why Ed brought the camera out.
I didn't even see that one.
Oh, Ed got in front of Ed got out in front of this one. Look, I'm just gonna say it. Thank you for the 10-piece. He says Ed needs to upgrade the lighting or camera. He looks like he's in 480p in comparison to the rest of you. Like, bro, I can't even see your eyes. Are you a super villain or what?
They said that boy Wizard Kelly.
Lou, why you read it like a script though? Like, why you kill it like that? Like, why you have so much personality?
That man said, "Are you a super villain or what?"
That was a table read. That was a table read.
Hey.
You got the part, Lou.
That was for all the Rio chair shots and putting that man to the table, bro.
My God.
You got the part, Lou. I promise you got the part.
I was getting cooked. But I didn't see this comment until now, so I changed it for Steve.
Oh, man. Shadow Striker 789. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Writes, bro, Ed, you 6'5"? The F you doing right now? Get your to the minis.
The mini camp. Yeah.
Hey,
I was a basketball 6'5", not a football 6'5".
Hey. So does that mean you really 6'3"?
No, I mean, like I wasn't fast enough to play receiver.
Yeah. We just need you for the red zone, bro.
Yeah, and just not big enough to play on the line. So I was just a basketball. Like you wouldn't ask. I'm not gonna compare myself to Carl Anthony Towns, but you wouldn't ask Carl Anthony. Like you would just Carl Anthony Towns is a basketball player. You wouldn't ask, or Chet Holmgren. You wouldn't ask him to play football.
Yep.
That's what I mean.
Got you.
You wouldn't send Ed across the middle. Put it that way.
We just need Ed in the red zone. That's it. That's it. That's it. Mr. C Beast 1274. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate. This is the question that we all have. This is the one that I have. I can't believe this. My eyes are deceiving me. Shout out Ed. Why you do us like this for all this time? Like, why you do it like that,
man?
I said, Ed, you had this in the tuck the entire time, and you had us over here watching you like you was in Desert Storm.
Look at he got neon lights in the room now. He different.
I
ain't never seen that neon light before.
Hey, yo, put in a word for the DC defenders for me too, man.
Hell yeah,
I need it, bro.
I need the bankroll, bro.
Hey, he got mics. He pulling out mics, and he got neon lights, and I'm seeing colors I ain't never seen. I didn't even know that thing was neon green. That flag back there, the HBCU joint was green. Like, what is going on right now? I'm in shock.
Let me go ahead and give a whole tour. Let me pull out a new hat on you.
Yeah. While we at it,
hat too, man. Let me.
Oh, we got a beanie. It still got the tag on it too. See,
that boy brand new.
He saved that because you wouldn't have even been able to tell what color that was for real till he pulled out the new camera.
You gotta keep people on your toes sometimes.
And Ed, you are one of a kind, bro. You are a unique animal.
That boy here.
Steve Beast 53. Double up. He says, I'm happy. I motivated Ed to clean his screen. LOL. I'm happy that y'all motivated Ed to move, and I'm still at a loss. This man had this capability the entire time.
Man, I always say it, man. It sounds crazy when it sounds crazy when I say it sometimes, but sometimes bullying is essential, man.
Hey, Rio said, hey, some of y'all was supposed to get stuffed in lockers and almost drowned in toilets.
Yeah, you can tell those people too. Like the fact that you didn't get stuffed in that locker is why you're acting crazy on these internets, bro. So we got to bring shame and just the right amount of bullying back, man. See what it does?
That was the views of Rio are not necessarily reflected by the rest of the Commander Kings. Viewer discretion is advised. I just wanted to put that out there.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there.
The views and opinions of Rio Robinson do not directly reflect the views and opinions of the Commander's Kings.
Gotta run that down the screen.
Yes.
Yes, disclaimer. Disclaimer.
Yes, Rico. Read that, Jake, like it's some kind of new experimental prescription drug that they advertising on television. Real quick. The Commander Lorian, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Rico got my tickets to that Falcons game. Let's go.
Hey,
let's do it, man.
We need it, bro. We need y'all in there.
Man.
We need y'all in there, holding us down. Bring that dub home. Y'all know what it is. Mr. CB 1274.
Look Caribbean.
He said Ed looking Caribbean in 4K. Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Y'all are some damn fools, man. Steve Beast 53. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Ed, a new man now. LOL. He Ed with 2 D's.
Double D.
Pause. Double D. Yeah. Pause.
That is definitely a pause. Thank you for the donation.
Yeah. Ed, 2 D's.
Double D. Ed.
Double D. Ed. Pause.
Ed and Eddie.
Hey. Shout out to Ed and Eddie, bro.
Goated show, by the way.
Just Andre, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Our guy, Just Andre, right? Swear people had a fetish for us being bad. That's a real thing.
They do.
We trigger people for some reason.
Yeah, I do want to see, because even Adam Rank I want to see his prediction. I think even him is. I think even he's going to give us a decent record. I think that's how good we are.
He's going to give us 8-9 or something.
Yeah, no, he still hates us.
Yeah.
And
So he gonna come up with exactly what he thinks we're gonna do. He gonna subtract 4 or 5 from it and then release that.
Yeah, it's 6 or 7.
And he's going to predict like 14 wins for the Bears in the number 1 seed.
And yeah, of course,
he wanted to. He tried to reverse jinx us. Like he started to pick us to win, like towards the end of the season, because he wanted us to lose.
Yeah, that shit ain't work. We got Jaden Daniels. We are proof now, right? Jinx proof. That's what one of them ones do for you, right? Yep. We won't worry about all that shit.
Who is it? Is it Florio who just hates us with a passion?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I want to know what we did to him, because I just thought it was the Snyder and the name thing, right?
I'm telling you, someone took his prom date or something back in the day. Someone deep rooted in the franchise, I don't know. He still moves with such hatred.
Even the guest he had, Holly, was looking like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? He just laughed at him and was like, what are you talking about? Like Florio, what did they used to say in high school? He's a tool. He's a tool.
Tool bag.
This guy's a clown, man. Yeah. And I don't know why he has such disdain for us.
Y'all saw that shit he said about us before the NFC champion. Like, what are you
talking about, bro? Like, seriously, what are you talking about?
We knew we were gonna lose before the game.
First of all, you're not plugged into our building no more.
Yeah,
they don't talk the squares like you.
Yeah,
like you have nobody that is even remotely close to our building. We don't let shit out of our building, so don't even come with that bullshit. You don't know nothing about what we got going on out there no more. This ain't the Dan Snyder, Bruce Allen clown show where you got people inside the building feeding you information. This shit different now. So get the hell out of here with that bullshit. If Jaden Daniels wasn't my quarterback and I wasn't on cloud 9, I'd have been pissed off.
Yep.
I'd have been pissed off. Rod Jones, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Rod writes, Ed is about to play. They not like us.
The neon light is killing me right now. That zone is killing. Who knew Ed had that?
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Who knew Ed had this camera capability? Like, what? This is insane. Captain Obvious. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Captain Obvious, right. Shout out to Louie Tee for going the entire show without saying something pause-worthy. Look, you know what I said? I'm just gonna talk regular. Because I was trying to think about what I was saying, and I was just stepping on kinds of landmines. So I would just say the shit, and if it's bad, y'all will tell me after the fact. It was priceless last week when I said it, and then I looked at Rico's face, and Rico said, "Oh man, bro," and I just stopped. I was like, "Oh no, really?" It was like I couldn't do nothing. I was like, I looked at Rico's face, and Rico said, "Bro," I said, "Oh no." No,
I try not to put y'all on the spot, but I can't hide it.
Bro. He was like, that was too blatant, bro. I couldn't. I'm sorry. So I'm just look. It was crazy. Have y'all seen? I think I brought this up with y'all. Have y'all seen the IG video of the 3 women watching, the 2 women? I think it's 2 of them, like in Dolphin jerseys, watching football,
and they're listening to all the pause moments that the commentators say.
Yes. And I had one of those moments on my show the other day, and I had it. Because I was talking about Frankie Louvu coming on a blitz up the middle. And I got stuck. And I couldn't find another way to say it. And I was just like, my hands up. I give up. I was trying my hardest, and I couldn't do it. And I was just like, bro. When you think about it, though, when you think about the terminology.
It's very nasty. I remember the Saints game during my watch party. I was like, oh, Jaden, you gotta hit him. He's butt naked up the sideline.
Whoa.
Because we missed like 8 deep balls that game.
That was the Saints game, yeah.
It was totally worth it. It was totally worth it. Hey. What the hell was happening, bro? Terry would have like 300. He would have like outdid his career high by 3 if we would have completed all the deep balls.
Hey, bro, I'm still at a loss that Terry never had 150 yards in a game.
141 is the career high.
So that would have shattered that by miles.
Yep. Good chunk on the field.
But thank you for that, Captain Obvious. Sometimes you just need a little bit of encouragement, man. You know, a pat on the back sometimes. I appreciate that. Devontae Taylor, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Devontae writes, Skins fan my whole life, and y'all make the experience even better. Best group to represent our team. Started with Rio and Rico. Now watch all 4 of your channels.
Gang, gang.
We really do appreciate you, Devontae, man. Thank you for the love, man. This is why we do this. Exactly, right?
Absolutely.
This is exactly why we do this, man. And don't nobody got better chemistry than us doing this.
Nobody.
No, I'm talking about all across the
franchises.
League,
Yeah.
right. Hey, nobody do it better than us.
This ain't no hodgepodge last second thrown together 4 people right here.
Oh man, the shade. If y'all only knew.
This real cohesion right here.
If y'all only knew the origins of that shade that was just thrown right there. Yikes.
You know, very cohesive collective we got over here, man.
Bop.
Inside joke right there.
Bop. I love it. Oh man, you are a fool. So that was the last super chat. Anything y'all want to add before we exit stage left?
Oh man.
I'm curious to see what random news is gonna come out again before next week.
Yeah. Maybe Terry gets his deal. That would be great, right?
You got mandatory minicamp next week to talk about. So we're gonna have something, and per usual, we're gonna time the day up perfectly.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder what day they're gonna have the media be at the
hopefully it's day 1 to 10th, right?
Yeah.
Please give us 10th.
Yeah, because sometimes that third day they just cancel it when they feel like it.
Yeah.
And that day, the last day sometime be like media day where they take all their like pictures and their headshots for the year and they start getting all the content and stuff like that.
So I heard they will be there on Tuesday and Wednesday, like I said, because they may just if they have a good practice, typically they just cancel that third day. So I think they are going to be there Tuesday, Wednesday, next week, the 10th and 11th.
Yeah, so that's definitely so. We'll time our show up based off of when we get the content. I wonder who we'll hear from, because we heard from both coordinators now, so we won't hear from either of them. Maybe we'll get Larry Izzo. Not that anybody's clamoring for that, but I'll be feeling bad how they be doing him.
Hey man, bring him out there and just talk about Jalen Lane for 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
I'll listen.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe even Debo to a lesser extent, because they had him back there returning kickoffs, and that's something that
I'm going to talk to Marshawn most likely. So they're going to interview him. If he's there, he should be there.
Tunzel better be there too.
Yeah, both of them going to be there. I expect both of them to be there. I wouldn't be shocked if Terry's there, but he doesn't do anything, just so he doesn't get fined. But I expect him to not be there if he doesn't have a deal. But I wouldn't be shocked if he showed up and just didn't do anything. So, but it's going to be a distraction if he shows up and doesn't do anything, which is why I don't think he's going to be there. Yeah. So we'll see. But that's going to do it for the Canes.
I think
we got more showed up. Oh Lord, here we go. Duncan Wright, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Oh, okay, there you go. He got it. Double up.
He's drinking now.
Yeah, no, he ain't drinking. He drunk now. It's a wrap. He says, it's Mr. Drunken Duncan to all you scrubs. It's just drunken right. It's just drunken right.
To all you scrubbed. All you scrubbed.
Yeah. Them beers, that vodka, that I think he's a tequila drinker, or either that or a vodka drinker. It's kicking in now. Whatever he's drinking, it's kicking in now. It's kicking in. William Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. William Lee. Ed was logging in.
Oh shit!
Hey, bro, it made it better, but it made it worse too. they not letting you live.
But not, they gonna cook.
Hey, metaphor. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes? Ed, is that a super mini mug or? Whoa!
Relax, Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
relax, Jerry Jones.
Whoa! Hey, chill, bro.
It's 11:24 p.m. Eastern Standard right now, bro.
Whoa, easy, buddy, easy, man. Easy,
very Jerry.
It's definitely getting late now when dudes starting to talk about hand sizes of other men. Hey, that means
ain't no combine taking place right
exactly. We ain't measuring hands around here, man.
Hey, I could have played tight end. I could have played. Look at some of the tight ends in the league.
You would have looked like Antonio Gandy Golden's tight end era.
They like the ex quarterback dude.
Amari Rodgers.
Nah, the one that was
Tyree Jackson.
Yeah, Tyree Jackson. I think they like him a little bit.
He also looks like an All-American character.
Yeah, I would have been better than Jeremy Sprinkle. There's a couple guys I would have been better than.
Sprinkle me, bitch.
Yeah.
Sprinkle me. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. Give him that Salt Bay action. Anyway, make sure we ain't got no more. Oh, got another one. Mr. CB1274. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Ed showing his ass. The dub mug. Hey, look, Ed is on one tonight, man.
Ed done changed his camera and gave us an entire tour of his setup now.
Yeah, hey, look, man. He on one. He on one. Yep. He on one. Yeah. He showed he got about 3-4 different glasses and mugs and
they not like us for real, man. Whoever said it, they not like us.
Hey.
He brought out the full arsenal.
Yeah, hey. He turned the light on in the back, the neon light in the back.
Check the rolling.
The rolling. Oh, he got a bust down commanders. Bust down commanders.
There you go. You can see everything now.
This video was sponsored by the DC Defender.
Shields up.
Shields up. Crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, there it is.
The new camera now is show and tell.
Hey, show and tell.
That dance for your auntie.
Hey, go ahead, man. Hey, Ed is really showing off, man. Hey,
new me.
Hey, new Ed, new and improved Ed, man.
Hashtag bullying works, man.
Hey, read the disclaimer again, Rico.
The views and opinions of Rio Robinson do not directly reflect the views and opinions of Commanders Kings brand.
Nor does it reflect the views of the DC Defenders.
Just to cover all bases. Make sure Ed promotion's still intact, man. We don't want nobody losing no money around here.
Ed's DC this is Defenders postseason bonus. He got a stipend.
Oh man, you guys are hilarious, bro.
And if you did not see it, the NBA Finals Game 1 ended on a Halliburton game winner at the buzzer again.
He did it again.
Wow.
They doing what we were supposed to do. We didn't finish the job. Let's see if they can finish the job. They've been road warriors this whole postseason, and they did it again. I think they've won game 1 of every series on the road this postseason. Unbelievable. Anyway, that, my friends, is going to do it for the Commanders Kings. Yet again, another classic episode. Another one.
Banger.
Another one dropped on y'all head tops. Is now what? We are one more week away from absolutely nothing.
Oh, man.
Absolutely nothing.
Next week, after we do mandatory mini camp, it's going to get dry in these streets for a minute.
That's when those predictions, how many yards,
overview.
Yeah.
Mike Florio about to get deep in his bag about some Commander stuff, boy.
Oh, yeah. You already know what it is. That's whew. Anyway, let's get out of here, man. Ed, we're proud of you, man. Even though you didn't do the homework assignment, we're proud of you. Now, what we can't go backwards now that we've taken steps forward. We can't take one step forward, 2 steps back. So we don't want to see Smokey Robinson next week. He's dead now. We need this guy every time. All right. So Y'all see, we holding Ed to this. This is the standard now.
4K.
Ed. That's what we calling them now. 4K Ed in the
Okay,
building.
Double D in the building.
Pause. 2D Ed. Hey, pause.
2D is crazier.
Louie, you almost made it, man.
Hey, I said pause.
Hell, Lou.
Anyway,
wishing 2Ds on my guy.
hey, 4K Ed, man.
4K Ed hard. I ain't gonna lie. That's
4K Ed, man, is in the building, and he can't go back. All right. Shout out to our guy Gabe, man. You know what it is when you see these guys, man. These 4 Kangs. If you come in at these Kangs, you best not miss.
We out.
Till next time. Peace.
Always shout out to Gabe, man. No shout out to Cam Scatterbo, though.
Nah.
No shout out to that guy.